Up here, a lot of expectation around Jolie Star, of course, resuming. She's been trialling the house down now. She was as much as $3.30 when markets were first posted earlier on in the week. She opened about $2.50 this morning. Now back out to $2 as well.
The Show County with Darren Flindell.
Number 7 gets a great run forth the inside. 2 lengths then to Griff. Then in cap Jolly Star with plenty of galloping room. A length and a half to Bandy's Boy in a 3-wide spot from Southport Tycoon. Democracy Manifest back on the rouse. Ducasse and Old Flame are the last 2. Much better. Now to the rouse, turns in front by a length and a half at Alcoby Son. Then came Fearson, 2 further back to Jolly Star. And McDonald's just getting to her. Alcoby Son races to a narrow lead, but here she comes. Jolly Star cuts loose at the 175 and Jolly Star opens up the shoulders, shot away. Alcoby Son grimly hanging on to second from Fearson. Ease down Jolly Star. She is a star in the making. Jolly Star bolts in. Alcoby Son second just in front of Fearson. Democracy Manifest rattling at the end.
Wow, that was as easy as you like it. He just got the perfect trail in.
Russell,
okay.
I'd like to have a look at myself in the big screen. I'm looking pretty good. I'll give you a nice little pat down the neck, and she was different class. She was pure.
Right away. Is she ready for a slot?
I didn't expect that straight off the bat, but she's very good, isn't she? She's well named. She's a star. She was dominant in the Arrows.
Brilliant. One of the season. Okay, Via Sistina, she is back in business. Big Group 1 winner in the autumn. Can she replicate it in the Winx?
Happy to sort of let you on late in betting now. $2.60 for Fangirl. She was as much as $2 or as short as $2 earlier on in the week. Now we've seen a good firm for Zoo Gotcha. $11, now $10. Via Sistina, market says no. She opened second favourite, $6. Market's thinking she's going to need this and a little further. She's out to 10.
800, 2 lengths then to Zayrek. Similar margin to Zardozi, racing on the inside of Fangirl. They're followed then by Via Sistina, is back on the inside running rail, covered up by Riff Rocket, although Riff just lost a length or so there, and Fangirl's getting the head up in the air as well at the 600 metres, where Tropical Squall shows the way by a length on Zoo Gotcha in second, then Detonator Jack Samana just fine. Zardozi, boy, Fangirl gives away a big start. Via Sistina pinching ground towards the inside. Tropical Squall at the 300 from Zoo Gotcha. It travels up. Zoo Gotcha takes the lead now from Samana. They beat off Tropical Squall. 4 lengths away to Fangirl. Zoo Gotcha in front, 150 out. Zoo Gotcha from Samana. Fangirl late. Via Sistina's charging. Zoo Gotcha in front from Via Sistina. Oh, photo finish. Via Sistina rattling home. Joins Zoo Gotcha on the wire. Could go either way. Then Detonator Jack, Fangirl. Zardozi, Simona next from Riff.
And they go toe-to-toe, head-to-head. And the photo, we'll give it to Via Sistina. Wow, she has returned in top order.
Yeah, she's just gone out. She has come back in now, a Group 1 winner. We were watching her during the run, and I've mentioned but that toe-to-toe performance from Zoo Gotcha, Via Sistina, Fangirl flashing late. All 3 are in for a great preparation. Chris Waller has now won this race 8 times. He's now trifles, and now she's returned a Group 1 winner. What are we actually dealing with?
We're dealing with a really good horse. She was bought for huge money, millions and millions of dollars. Let's hear from...
She's now had 7 starts in Group 1 company for 3 wins, 3 seconds and a third. 162 Group 1.
Ordering battle here between Stormboy and Gatsby's, and we have equal favourites. Equal favourites now, so Stormboy, the punter's really rallying towards him, and Gatsby's we're seeing on the drift. As much as 2...
Tapered off at the end of last preparation in the sire's produce, and he ticks a lot of boxes as far as looks are concerned.
Tropica, so Stormboy holds the front. It's Stormboy a half in front to Mayfair, and Gatsby stalking the 2 leaders in third. They're followed then by Perspiration back on the inside of Extreme Diva. 2 after King of Rousseau, and Tropicus is last of all, so Stormboy's trying to make all. Stormboy turns the corner in front, getting the better of Mayfair. Now Gatsby's is being called upon, 3 lengths away. away. 300 to go. Storm Boy with a strong lead. Storm Boy 2 in front. Gatsby's has got the job to pick him up. Mayfair's had enough, but Storm Boy's full of running inside the 150. And Storm Boy, what a great return to racing. Really gets his career back on track today. A big win for Storm Boy in the San Domenico. Mayfair kicked on for second. Photo third. Gatsby's and Tropicus. Then...
Well, hasn't he returned in brilliant order? Great ride by Hip. He's a Hulk. He's imposing. And the other thing that happened that Katie picked up on, Lizzie, is that Adam dropped his whip halfway through the straight. So that was pretty much hands and heels in the end.
Oh, how would you be feeling?
Even Mahogany down there and winning a derby.
Yeah, there's some...
$6 out to 7. Shangri-La Express is 10. 11 was the best price I saw. Snack Bars at 11. Enriched third. Media would won. 210 now about Autumn Glow. So just risking it ever so.
How good is Autumn Glow? She's a filly that's very well bred, and she just
shows the way at the 800, a half in front to Wanneroo. Shangri-La Express leaders back third, then Media World from Enriched and Autumn Glow next on the outside. Just been nudged along a little bit. Then came Snack Bar, followed by Iron Hawk and 2 off to Totoko. At the 600 metres, Axios, a narrow leader from Wanneroo, eyeballing at the outside. Then came Media World from Shangri-La Express, and Autumn Glow heads the rest as they turn into the straight. Axios just in front from Wanneroo. Media World. Autumn Glow is now coming with a good run on the outside, and Snack Bar from further back. Wanneroo takes the lead of the 200 from Autumn Glow. Media World, then Snack Bar Enriched behind them. Now Autumn Glow going through her gears. Autumn Glow at the 100, charging away now the up-and-coming stakes, and she remains unbeaten. Autumn Glow extended away to beat Wanneroo. Photo finish for third, Snack Bar and Iron Hawk.
beaten. She's won a Group 3 up against the boys at her second start, and she has defied down to the line. I think this girl's pretty special.
Very special. And let me tell you, she's still...
Further down the page, Band of Brothers. Not too many friends at all. $12 out to 18. 51 into 20 for Yaldi, has been the long odds at the moment. But
here we go. It's the running of the McNeil.
The fence, and they're going quickly towards the lead, so Growing Empire takes a trail, and then Let's Face the Music is booting up now fourth, back on the inside. Yeldy's in between. Feroce's pulling second last, nowhere to go. Wonder Boy with it as they start to corner, close to 4:20 to go. Band of Brothers went through along the inside of Stay Focused. Astapor wobbled, and then Let's Face the Music, Yeldy. Next is Growing Empire, comes to the centre, tries to wind up now, still 2 lengths off them, coming quickly. Growing Empire's unleashed, and at the 200 he got to them in a flash. Growing Empire now 2 lengths. Zara Cool as a cucumber now starts to ride him to the line, and this was effortless. Easing up with a photo in a canter. Couldn't have done it any better. Growing Empire beat Wonder Boy. Third, Stay Focused, and then...
Well and truly here, we've seen 2 colts state to state win effortlessly. This time Growing Empire from the Kira Mars stable, Mark Zara, with a cool as a cucumber. You heard from Adamo.
Soft.
Yeah, he's a very, very exciting colt. You know, his goal is the Coolmore this prep. And
impacted by the wind, but this turn of foot was very, very good. Keep an eye on Wonder Boy, but yeah, the winner, he looks every bit a Coolmore horse at this stage. We might try and get it.
Right, and this is one very, very good horse. Mr. Brightside trying to defend his crown and go back-to-back in the Memsie. We've spoken really relaxed. They've given her 3 trials into this preparation.
Have a big drift here. Pride of Jenny is out the door, and Mr. Brightside is the popular favourite. Heavily backed late.
Start the head down the side, and it's Pride of Jenny. Declan Bates only leading by 2 lengths as he heads towards the 800 metres. He's a composed leader towards the corner from Gentleman Roy, and then 2 lengths Mr. Brightside, and Banda Snatch back on the fence. Aegon pinstriped about to make a move off the back of Mr. Brightside, and then comes Vagrant. Antino's tacking on and about to make a move around them as well as they come up towards the corner. So this is the game we wanted to see as they come around the 400-metre bend, and now getting animated. Declan Bates takes Pride of Jenny into the straight. Gentleman Roy is moving up stylishly and putting pressure on Mr. Brightside as well. So she needs to find. She doesn't. Mr. Brightside goes to the front. Pinstripe's running the race of his life, joining in. Pinstripe coming up to Mr. Brightside, who leads it by a head, digging in deep. Pinstripe's coming after him. Pinstripe, EJ, you've done it! You're a Group 1 star. Pinstripe won it by a neck on Mr. Brightside, and 3 lengths, Gentleman Roy. Antino from the backs, come on. And then followed by Pride of Jenny. She's gone on the bench. She didn't bring her A-game. Vagrant next. Banders in last.
Oh, Ben Allen, but more importantly, EJ, your first Group 1 winner with Pinstriped. What a put side. But little did we know that Pinstriped was going to come out of the pack, pour the pressure on and run over the top of an absolute star in Mr. Brightside. Congrats.
Jockey Ben Allen.
Multiple Group 1 winning jockey Ben Allen. How does that
due to a lot of people who found this horse, you know, paid $80,000 for him as a weanling. I can't afford to buy expensive yearlings, so we. It
was as tough as ever. But the big talking point, guys, Ollie Quinny was Pride of Jenny. What do we make of that?
Yeah, look, I think it was hard to lead there yesterday. There was quite a strong wind down the side there from the 1,000 to the turn.
It's interesting, the market drift. I think that was probably a lot to do with the wind. Ollie was spot on. It was a really tough day to lead, and I don't think there'd been a leader win all day.
And they're away. Another Will jumps second last from the outside stall. Jenny La corner, 400 to go. Bankmore goes for home from Here to Shock after it. And then comes Jenny La last. No man under the whip. And they'll followed by Maracana in behind. Sui Zero tries to pick up. Another Will still about 6-7 lengths off them. But he's making good ground. Bankmore by 2 lengths on Here to Shock via the 150 metres. Another Will starting to come. Is it going to be too late? Is roaring home. Bankmore clinging on. Another Will's got them. Oh, another Will got there in the final stride. That was a big win. And a bit of arrogance at that as well. Beat Bankmore and Here to Shock, followed by Coco Sun. Sui Zero.
And Ben, I want full transparency from you, please. Another Will was on the drift, drawing wide, pattern of the day, all those things. You were prepared to chime in. You weren't particularly pleased with what was happening in the early stages. Can you pick up what happened sort of from this point onwards?
I think this was, we described it yesterday as a rude win. He wasn't entitled to win from where he was. There's some good horses he's chasing in Bankmore and Here to Shock. And look, there was a race that was otherwise completely dominated on speed. First 2 out were second and third home. He's out the back grade, and Toorak just looks his race. I think he's the deserving Toorak favourite at this stage.
The Concord into the Everest. And the X factor in the Concord is, of course, Giga Kick. Let's go to M to
footage there from Clayton and James. Okay, the market, unfortunately, Giga Kick, he's been very, very easy. He was $2.90 about 20 minutes ago. You can get as much as $4.40 now. Savage Drift on Giga Kick first up from the break. So the tab traders.
Kick midfield. Further back to Bella Nipotina. Private Eye losing ground a little bit there with Dragonstone the outside. Further back to Half Cabin, third last. From Bandy's Boy Moravia is the last one. Way to the Stars, a narrow leader from Red Card, then La Melody. IME gets a great run right behind them. Bella Nipotina on her back. Then came Remark, who got close to heels. Giga Kick up on the outside as they straighten for the run home now. Way to the Stars, a narrow leader. Red Card a length away, stoked up. 2 after IME. Then came Giga Kick. Dragonstone running on the outside of Private Eye. Way to the Stars, still a good leader at the 150, but IME's coming off the fence with a big run, and here's Bella Nipotina. IME, Bella Nipotina, IME just. IME a neck on the line to Bella Nipotina, and they broke clear of the rest of the field. Way to the Stars held on for third. Then Giga Kick, Private Eye, Aft Cabin, and Remarks finished last.
1,000-metre specialist wins. I Am Me. 3,000-metre races, 2 wins, defeats the stablemate Bella Nipotina. Kieran Marr trains the Quinella in $1 million race. You just can't stop him.
So easily in the Chelmsford. And another ripping edition coming up. It's a Group 2 event over the 1,600 metres at weight for age conditions.
$2.15. And she sort of hovered around that $2.20, $2.30 mark for much of the afternoon. There's good support for Hinged to beat Zardozi. Buckaroo's been a little easy. $6 out to 7 this afternoon, just fine.
Last of all, inside the 550, just fine, still rolling from Buckaroo. Now Hinch is coming away from the rails, giving chase, revved up. Couple further back to Zardozi, has got plenty of work to do as they come up the rise, and Buckaroo now heads off just fine with Hinch chasing hard. Zardozi as well. Further back to Nonconformist and Adelaide River getting to the outside, but Buckaroo's going well. Buckaroo at the 150, a length and a half to Hinch just fine. Buckaroo in front of Hinch. It's Buckaroo trying to cling on from Hinge. She'll make one last lunge. Photo finish here. Buckaroo trying to cling on from Hinge. We'll leave it to the judge there. Camera third. Adelaide River a non-conformer. Zardozi didn't finish.
Now, Buckaroo, did he need one more? No, he didn't. He ran really well, but Hinge has put the nose down to make it close, but you sense it is Buckaroo that gets there. Buckaroo will win forward. I loved his run first up. When he got way out of his ground today, he bounced towards the front.
Next, Pericles, one of the best back runners on the Sportsbet books all day. It's one-way traffic. This is his race to win. They dodged the Memsey for... We're playing...
The field locked away for the first ever running of the So You Think Stakes, and Gates crashing away, and Pericles bounced away well with Independent Road. Buffalo River, 750 metres to go. Loves doing this. He now stretches them 5 lengths. Pericles second, 2 lengths Independent Road. Massa, Immediacy, Devoted and Attrition. Buffalo River, 500 metres to go. 3.5 to Pericles, who's just starting to chip away now. It's almost 2 lengths. 4 lengths Independent Road, pounding Honey Girl. Then came Munamek, and well back in the field is Muramasa Immediacy, but Pericles has taken the lead around the turn, and the odds-on favourite at the 150 puts up 4 lengths. Buffalo River boxes on Independent Road, pounding come on with Muramasa, but it's Pericles, 100 metres to go, 2 or 3 clear, and the favourite wins. Pericles from a real go. Muramasa all pounding that Independent Road. Munamek for the
perfect day at the Valley for James Cummings and his team. They brought Marillion in the Atlantic Jewel, and now Pericles taking out the first So You Think Stakes, and Blake just chatting to Charlotte Nassim.
As you said, he hadn't won for a year, but been racing in higher class, and under the weight structure with the set weights and penalties, with his rating, he did look like the winner there. So, and he was able to look like in the
Field Cup markets, Immediacy.
In this Shirako Stakes, as we count down to this Group 2 event for the fillies and the mares over the 12
few days. Now $1.85. The traders just pushed her out, being reckless. Sunshine in Paris, 420 best price I saw earlier on in the week was 370 earlier on.
The back of a good speed. Boy, this New Zealand mare can go fast in the lead. Belle Claire. First run in Sydney for Bjorn Baker, and Belle Claire leads by 4 lengths to Macarena, 2 lengths to Mumbai Muse, and 3 to Sunshine in Paris. Jolly Star will be about 10 lengths off the lead. Third last from Royal Merchant, and Tis Invincible sees them all. So Rachel King has allowed Belle Claire to scamper along here in the Shirako. Turns the corner, 6 in front of Macarena, 2 lengths to Mumbai Muse. Now Sunshine in Paris and Jolly Star at Coldon. They're still about 6 off the lead. Belle Claire showing the whip. 200 to go. Belle Claire 2 in front. Mumbai Muse closing in. So Sunshine in Paris. Jolly Star's gone 1 pace. Mumbai Muse hits the lead, but Sunshine in Paris moved up and went bang and claims back-to-back Shirakos. Sunshine in Paris edged out Mumbai Muse, and Jolly Star third. Macarena fourth.
The trouble. She ran okay, but Sunshine in Paris ran better. Lizzie.
Hieronymus thinks he has found the Run to Rose has been a good horses race for a very long time, won by the likes of Animo, Bivouac. We saw Leon.
Just $2.20 when I arrived at the races this morning about 10:30, now into $1.90, so it takes a good volume of money to firm one, $2.20 to $1.90, and that's been very solid all week. Traffic Warden, he's now out to $9 after being about $8 for most of the week. Switzerland 6 out to $9.
And we're ready. Racing now. Emirates was last out. Stormboy was second last out of the gates, and a no jump sharp. Switzerland right there into second, and now Stormboy's whizzing forward on the outside of Bustling Fearless there on the rails. 2 further back to Warden with plenty of space in front and behind. 2 lengths clear to Linebacker. So Stormboy's done his fair share of work in the lead. Out by a length and a half to Switzerland. I know being revved up. Bustling moves up on the outside. Traffic Warden goes with him. And further back to Fearless looking for the gap. Stormboy at the 300 leads the way narrowly from the stable. Made a node closing in. Now Traffic Warden's heading top here on the outside. A node and Stormboy. Traffic Warden's closing in. It's a node just in front from Traffic Warden. Traffic Warden lunges and got up. Traffic Warden won the Run to the Rose, ahead on the line to a node. Stormboy third. Linebacker chart.
And you think the broadsiding's going to be there in 2 weeks' time, and Traffic Warden has laid down a huge marker today for the Golden Rose.
He certainly has. There's
money in this market spread pretty evenly. We're not seeing anything jump off the page at the moment. First Settler sitting $12 into $6.50. Beware the unbeaten horse. High Octane is outsiders, but Growing Empire, absolutely no knock on the horse. The punter's just probably
for the side.
As they reach the 450, so the front runner is High Octane, coming down with 300 metres to go with Growing Empire. Zara hasn't moved yet, then Polyglot Dublin down first, Settler, King of Rousseau and the Chauvinist coming on. Growing Empire, 200 metres to go, shown the whip. First Settler's going to give it a race though. Growing Empire extends a length and a half. First Settler, it heard it coming and extends about a length and 3/4, and Growing Empire wins. First Settler second, King of Rousseau third from High Octane, then Polyglot Dublin down.
He kicked a big box today in these conditions. Yulong's rise continues to rise with not one but 1 and 2 there, but we have seen a colt of immense promise here.
No doubting that, Bruce. He's a colt by now be the Yulong slot in a $20 million race, the great sprint in the Everest. Kieran Maher and...
Exciting horse, isn't he?
He is. Every win, you know, there's more there, you know, like he sort of has a good look around and...
All the attributes of being a high octane sprinter.
He just has all the X factor, the champion qualities. He can go back and still win. He can go forward and still win. He can win on good tracks. He can win on wet tracks. But one thing I liked...
You know, but what I did like at him, when First Settler came at him inside the furlong there, that he went again. You know, like he...
Now, it's a small select field for the Maccabi Diva at Group 1 level, and we have a drifting favourite. Via Sistina is out to $2.70 on race day. Why? Because Mr. B, he loves a heavy track. Second up, Flemington, Mile, tick, tick, tickety, tick. He's a box ticker. He's into $3.30. Hello. Pride of Jenny has her supporters too. She's won on a heavy track, 460 in from...
Pinstripe Via Sistina would spot Pride of Jenny, probably about 12 lengths at this stage. A couple of lengths, Warmonger, Circle of Fire and a Tissue. 800 metres to go. It's Pride of Jenny, 7 or 8 lengths in front. Second is Antino, a length and a half to Mr. Brightside. 2 1/4 Pinstripe Via Sistina. They were followed by Warmonger, Circle of Fire and a Tissue around the turn. The front runner is Pride of Jenny up the 550. Throwing caution to the wind as she loves to do. 6 lengths in front of Antino, Mr. Brightside. They were followed by Via Sistina, mud splattered, getting away from the fence from Pinstriped, and then came a Tissue. Pride of Jenny, 300 metres to go, coming back to them, 2.5, 3 lengths. Mr. Brightside looking to go back to back, chasing hard. Then Antino, they've split the field at the 150. Pride of Jenny's digging in, 3/4 a half. Mr. Brightside wearing her down. Pride of Jenny, Mr. Brightside, stride for stride, but Mr. Brightside back to back, a neck. Mr. Brightside from Pride of Jenny in a great battle. 5 lengths Antino, the eye-catcher Warmonger. Pride of Jenny, 300 metres to go, coming back to them, 2.5, 3 lengths. Mr. Brightside looking to go back to back, chasing hard. Then Antino, they've split the field at the 150. Pride of Jenny's digging in, 3/4 a half. Mr. Brightside wearing her down. Pride of Jenny, Mr. Brightside, stride for stride, but Mr. Brightside back to back, a neck. Mr. Brightside from Pride of Jenny in a great battle. 5 lengths Antino, the eye-catcher Warmonger. Via Sistina couldn't come on. Then came a Tissue, Pinstriped and Circle of Fire.
Great sport at its best. 2 wonderful horses. They battled it out. Gorge Craig Williams wins for the 15th time on the horse and runs down the mighty Pride of Jenny. Antino good, Warmonger very good, and Via...
And Mr. Brightside becomes the 3rd dual winner of this race, the first since Sailor's Guide in 1956 and 57, but he carves out his own.
I think, especially with Jenny, you don't want to get in a war with her from the top of the straight because it's not going to play to Brightside's strength. And I could see Willow just waiting there, and if he could nab her late, that was going to be his best chance. And like I said earlier, fortunately, he had Antino there to help him cart up to the tearaway leader. And I think that's going to be pivotal in races going forward, is to take the field up to Jenny. So, you know, and all credit to Jenny. She does it all on herself out there in the front. You know, she never has an easy run. You're never going to get an easy run when you get a mile-plus race in with her. So it's, you know, you've got to be time they go out there.
Yesterday...
Time they go out there.
Via Sistina yesterday, like we all had a... I interviewed James McDonald yesterday and I said, what are you going to do? How do you change the pattern? And he said, I can't. He said Via Sistina comes out the barriers and she races that way. He goes, I can't go more forward. I can't chase her because Via Sistina's that's not her manner of racing. She gets back and I've got to sit there. And he goes, I hope that I can pick her up today. So I think it's always going to happen that way.
The little caveat.
Kale Wolf, $3.30 into $2.90 in the last sort of half an hour or so. And Elias did open a bit shorter than its current price. Now, earlier on in the week was...
Very good pace here, and Serpentine goes on with it. And Serpentine leads the way by 2 lengths. On the stablemate Elias for the trail. 2 ends. 2 off to Star of India from El Bodigan. Trust in You is the last one. 700 metres to go, and Serpentine is really running in the lead. Serpentine by 2. Elias holding down second for the time being. Land Legend pulls out. Zardozi on the fence from Golden Path. Land Legend shoved along now, and Chaya Wolf with good cover coming around the turn. And Serpentine tries to keep up the gallop. A length to Elias. Zardozi the inside, then Golden Path, and now Chaya Wolf getting to the extreme outsiders. Elias takes the lead now at the 250. Elias gets a length clear with Chaya Wolf bridging the margin on the outside. It's Elias and Chaya Wolf, the 2 favourites fighting it out. Elias the inside at Chaya Wolf. Elias kicking hard and won the Kingston Town. Elias a half length to Chaya Wolf. Golden Path third, followed in fourth by Serpent.
Beauty, this horse. He arrived in Australia. He had his first ever start in June. He won the Lord Mayor's Cup listed level.
He's unbeaten here in Australia, and the incarnation of her sire, the Autumn Sun, in the way that she looks and also the way that she gallops.
Same price they went up on Wednesday. She did bottom out at about $1.95, and they're just pushing the boundaries closer to start time, now out to $2.30. Manal.
Hero Stakes. Set outside, Amina is last of all, so it's Manal and Autumn Glow, the 2 favourites, stride for stride, turning for home, and Manal on the fence just leads from the Autumn Glow, just given a liven up down the outside, and now Autumn Glow lays down the challenge to Manal. Autumn Glow and Manal, stride for stride. Erno's cued the fence, and then came Lazura. It's Autumn Glow. She's really starting to use this action of hers, and the fillies bounding away with the T-Rose. Autumn Glow remains unbeaten. Jumping out of the ground, Snow in Maze in a photo for second with Manal, followed by Lazura.
She's a Group 2 winner now and aiming towards the Group 1. She's by the Autumn Sun. A mile will not stop her.
But she still ran super, and you can see the charges, a few really good performances, more territories.
But yeah, she's looking really good. But yeah, right what you say. It's her first prep, and you know, but Chris is really good at usually managing those type of horses. She does look, and she's pretty versatile. She can take up a position and
well, I love that.
Race anywhere. Yeah,
she's been getting back and storming home in the first couple, and now she's taking a position. So
a wonderful field, Em.
Her name. Well, here is Fangirl, and she is just a star. Love her rattling hops.
Went up $2.50 on Wednesday when markets were first posted. Obviously, that was the wrong price, and our punters quickly took that. Now, when I got to the races this morning, was $2.
Navajo Peak and Fangirl sees them all, about 7 lengths covering the field. Major Bill continues to roll along at the 600, extends the margin to 1.5 lengths now on Zugotcha. Detonator Jack being cuddled on the fence, followed by Hinge. Now Royal Patronage starts a run from Myobra on the fence. Fangirl getting onto Royal Patronage's back, and Navajo Peak's last of all, but Major Bill's gone further in front up the rise by 3. Detonator Jack off the fence. Zugotcha's had it. Royal Patronage running on, and so's Fangirl on the outside. Major Bill's coming back to them. Here's Fangirl and Royal Patronage wide out. Fangirl moved up through the middle as My Oberon, but Fangirl, she bounces back. That's arrogant. She was toying with them at the end, and Fangirl, a brilliant winner of the 7 stakes, beating the roughie My Oberon. Photo for third. Detonator Jack.
She's just so good, isn't she? Chris Waller's been so patient with her. She's a 6-year-old mare who's had 27 starts, 9 wins, 7.8 million before today. She goes over the $8 million barrier. Katie.
Jay McInwaller again, and some emotion attached to this one after the sad demise of Riff Rocket during the course of the week. A little bit of a tonic for Debbie Capitas and Chris Waller with Fangirl. This was very comfortable in the end, and she asserted herself.
She was better than her opposition here, and she showed it, wasn't she? My Oberon was a terrific run. He's a bit of an underrated horse. he'll come down for a Toorak probably, or go to an Epsom and run a lot better than his price suggests, as he often does. But yeah, she's a different class to this opposition, so it'll be interesting to see what they do with it.
I'm a little nervous here for Another Will. $1.50 at the moment. We've seen 3 favourites drawn gate 1 all go under thus far. This is our 4th favourite to have that same barrier draw. Silmarillion
and they are racing, and Another Will from barrier 1 was the best out from Wishlaw Lass. Light in towards the corner from Wishlaw Lass, who's attempting to keep Another Will in. Another Will just hunting for runs back on the inside, yet to be called upon, and a run's about to appear, and they're 4 lengths Jimmy the Bear and Under the Whip Light Infantryman. Run Harry, run! Oh, it got tight, came in on top of Another Will, who has to try and pick its feet up. Wishlaw Lass is there on the outside, followed by Buffalo River. It's on the inside, Another Will. It does pick up, it lifts, it extends a length and a quarter. Wishlaw Lass, a few worrying moments, but Another Will is too good. Bring on the Toorak. Second Wishlaw Lass, third Run Harry Run, then Jimmy the Bear.
Oh, it looked very, very messy at the top of the straight and continued to cause worry as we headed down towards that. Simply way too good for that opposition. Jamie Carr had to make a few decisions. She decided to go to the inside and
he had one on his inside there, and wow, where you can see him there just nearly get put through the fence, but too big, too strong, and
Unfortunately, Blake got a suspension out of that.
So that suspension is 10 meeting.
At her most recent effort, so $3.40 is the price at the moment. Perhaps a horse that drawn a little wide.
Ray Magnario, who's 8 off the lead from Lem Picker. They were followed by Jimmy Star and well back Commemorative, Crosshaven and Von Hawk as they come up to the turn. 400 to go. It's Ashford Street and also Jungle Jim carving out good splits by 3 lengths. It's Our Time, Chinny Boom, the Inferno, Lem Picker, Ray Magnario. Commemorative and Jimmy Star are a mile off, hooking to the outside, but Ashford Street still going. 200 metres to go, 3 lengths. It's Our Time, Ray Magnario and Jimmy Star flying. Ashford Street needs the line, tippy towing. Jimmy Star driving. Put in a really big lunge to make it interesting. Ashford Street or Jimmy Star a photo. Ray Magnario and Commemorative behind them from it.
Driving finish in the end. Ashford Street needed the post and Jimmy Star was coming with such momentum. He's been able to get over the top. So Jimmy Star beats Ashford Street from... It was Ashford Street, Blake Shin, who was able to take it out in the end, Katie.
I've got him on top, and
Here's the feature, and there's been a good go. Plaster Carousel is now a clear-cut favourite and a good launch. Well, she's first up. You know, she was second to Via Sistina, first up over a mile and a quarter. This is 1,800, but she's prepped up well, and the money's there. And heavily back to win the Underwood, the Group 1 Underwood. Pericles out.
There's Deny Knowledge forcing up 4 deep. Vow and Declare is 3 deep at the 800 metres. 3/4 of a length, Bois d'Argent, who currently sits in 6th place. A length, Buckaroo, and then came along the inside, Knight's Choice, and Williams getting animated. Further back is Plaster Carousel, who just loses its pitch slightly from Coco, Sun, Faulkner Park and Huitor. Duke de Sessa, the leader, approaching the corner of the 450. 3/4 of a length in front of Pericles, trying to hunt it down. 2 lengths to Bois d'Argent. Buckaroo, the widest, is starting to really wind up, and behind those is Knight's Choice. Plaster Carousel is starting to run on in between horses, but Pericles went to the front. 250 out, grabbed by Buckaroo. Buckaroo takes the lead, draws 2 lengths in front of Pericles. We tore from the back. It's all Buckaroo. Buckaroo storms away. A one-act affair. Buckaroo won at will. We tore second. Pericles third. Photo fourth. Duke de Sessa, Deny Knowledge, then Plaster Carousel. Cofield.
Buckaroo makes a one-act affair of the 2024 Henley Holmes Underwood. And Joe, they reunite with the Chelmsford winner, who has looked sensational. What a difference Gelding's made to this horse. So in behind.
Where might he head? Well, I think he's thrown his name as perhaps a genuine Caulfield Cup contender. This one, I wish I was smart enough to back him, but we were talking about it pre-race yesterday that Plaster Carousel was your favourite, but Buckaroo was finishing all over her in a softly run Ranvet and actually beat her in a fast run Queen Elizabeth. So there was some merit to his form last preparation to suggest that he was over the odds anyway, and maybe he has gone to a new level as a gelding. So
second elect and now a $15 chance, but Warmonger
heads the betting and actually firmed from 8.50 into 7 while at home eating oats yesterday. Buckaroo now on the second line of betting. So
absolutely mouth-watering clash, Simon Marshall.
Money for a 4-horse race. Well, the punters are saying it's a 2-horse race, and it's Pride of Jenny who has a nose well in front in terms of the turnover. She's the popular elect. She dropped into $1.80 from her opening quote at $1.95, back out to $1.95 because Brightside, he got out to that $2.10, and he's...
It's going to be between the two of them.
No, definitely not just going to isolate those two. Antino and...
At the end of the field, so it's Pride of Jenny, as she loves to do in splendid isolation, leading out by 6 or 7 lengths off the back section now. Pride of Jenny, it's almost 8 lengths, Mr. Brightside. Then came Antino in third, and Attrition last of the 4 as they swing by the school at the 600 metres. So it's Pride of Jenny. Now Bates just starts to row along a bit. She's 10 in front of Mr. Brightside. Then Antino and Attrition as they come up towards the corner. 450 metres to go. So it's Pride of Jenny, still about 8 lengths in front of Mr. Brightside. Williams is starting to get animated and goes for the Persuader. Then Antino. Pride of Jenny has a really good buffer. 200 to go. She's 5 lengths in front. Mr. Brightside's chipping away. Pride of Jenny trying to find the reserves at the 100. She's 3 in front of Mr. Brightside. It's all too late. Pride of Jenny has run them into the night. Pride of Jenny by a length and a half. Mr. Brightside, Antino. Last Attrition as they come up towards the corner. 450 metres to go. So it's Pride of Jenny, still about 8 lengths in front of Mr. Brightside. Williams is starting to get animated and goes for the Persuader. Then Antino. Pride of Jenny has a really good buffer. 200 to go. She's 5 lengths in front. Mr. Brightside's chipping away. Pride of Jenny trying to find the reserves at the 100. She's 3 in front of Mr. Brightside. It's all too late. Pride of Jenny has run them into the night. Pride of Jenny by a length and a half. Mr. Brightside, Antino. Last Attrition.
Oh, it was everything we thought it would be and then some. Deck was highlights aplenty and the Valley was rocking.
Absolutely rocking, Richo. You couldn't hear your name as Maddie Hill was saying. 8 lengths, 10 lengths in front. The absolute atmosphere out here for 2 star performers. At one moment in time, you thought, man.
Oh, that was a fantastic race. The blood is pumping after that one, and those bold tactics that we just love to see from Pride of Jenny. Just watching it live.
It did today. I sat about 1,000. And then from the 800, I asked a lot of her today, but I knew around here on this ground, that's how we, we're up against the champion in Brightside, and had to do what I had to do to beat him. And look, I've
racing and brilliant job by Deck. He understands her so well, and the atmosphere tonight here was electric.
Okay, Manikato, the feature race now, punters. Here we go. And tell you what, $4.40 the field. And it's Growing Empire, that horse just there, who nearly bit the Electric Empire. The money is coming into $3.80. Blinkers on first time, taking on the big boys. Good Lord, this is a good go, Craig.
Meters to go. Burning Rubber leading by about a length and a half. Growing Empire second, 2 1/4. Cabalas outside of Recommendation. A length and a half. Komochi, Hayasugi, 6 off the lead between horses. Then came Coleman next the inside, fizzed up from V8 Southport Tycoon. Next Climbing Star, I Wish I Win, and Johnny Rocker last. Estriella trying to give her a breather before the corner at the 400 metres from Growing Empire, who's a half length away, stoked up. A length and a half, Cabalas, Recommendation behind those Hayasugi, Coleman into the straight. It's Estriella at the 200 metres. Growing Empire won't go away, followed by Recommendation. Growing Empire took the front. 100 metres to go from Estriella, then Southport Tycoon. Growing Empire is in front, holding on. Southport Tycoon lunged but missed, I reckon. Growing Empire, I'd say, from Southport Tycoon. It will be a photo. They were followed by a wall of them. Estriella behind them got tired. Climbing Star and Cabalas at the end of the fields.
Oh! Outsiders got it right on the line. Southport Tycoon. Kira Mars Quinella the race, but it's a boil over.
South in front, where a couple of starts back, but let's hear from the winning rider. What a ride it was as well, right up the inside. Let's head out to Charlotte.
Shortly, a stallion maker, and these are the top contenders. Broadsiding heads the market. He's already a two-time Group 1 winner. He's first up into the Golden Rose today. Traffic Warden, he won the bought for 20.
They are coming for Broadsiding in a big way. So when markets first went up on Wednesday, he was $3.20 and hovered around that price until about 15-20 minutes ago. When they came into the mounting yard, was as much as $2.90, now $2.40, which is extraordinary. It's been hard to lay. Linebacker's been volume of money we're holding. This is as big a betting plunge as you will see. $2.25 for Broadsiding, number one. Here's your tab market.
And then came Emirate, length and a half to Tropicus. Broadsiding stayed down on the fence, length and a half to Linebacker from Fearless, and Clear Proofs last of all. 7.50 to go. Storm Boy in front by a half length now to a node. Then Mayfair on the inside of Traffic Warden. Further back to Emirate, Tropicus the outside. Broadsiding racing cluttered up. Linebacker the outsides come off the bridle as they come around the turn. And it's Storm Boy in front by a length to a node. Then Mayfair, Traffic Warden pulling out. Broadsiding's into the clear now, getting to the outside, 4 off the lead. Storm Boy at the 2.50. Storm Boy 2 lengths cleared from Mayfair. Broadsiding and Traffic Warden closing in. Storm Boy is the leader from Traffic Warden and Broadsiding the outside. Broadsiding and Traffic Warden, they'll fight it out. Traffic Warden, Broadsiding bogged, won the Golden Rose. The champion T-Roll Broadsiding knocked off the stablemate Traffic Warden. Flushing home Mayfair to third, Storm Boy fourth. They were followed in.
That is a superstar. His name is Broadsiding. He is a 3-time Group 1 winner, and he will go to stage
as well. Let's have a look at, and again, he's kicking as well, and Broadsiding had to do all the work and
series, and this year feels different because we're going to have a different winner of all of the 4 races, aren't we?
Yeah, we are. Yeah, we are. Of course, with the scratching of the Superstar Autumn Glow, it really opens up the flight stakes here.
Hey, so for a horse at start number 3, it was a remarkably impressive close in that race. Lady Shenandoah, 3.20. It's just been on the drift a touch, but
then Harlem Queen. Lady Shenandoah next. 2 further back to Snow in May. And Lazura's back last of all. Coming around the turn. Powers of Opal going boldly in the lead. Miss Bustling are under pressure. Lady Shenandoah gets going very swiftly on the outside. And here comes the lady. Lady Shenandoah put paid to Powers of Opal and Snow Queen 2 lengths away. 200 metres to go. Lady Shenandoah's full of running. She's strong. She's robust. And Lady Shenandoah's home and hosed her in the flight stakes. Harlem Queen bursting home late, but Lady Shenandoah trounces them. Harlem Queen second, Snow in May third, Powers of Opal fourth, then
strong. She absolutely towed them, didn't she?
Yeah, of course, beating the boys there, and Mayfair, she sure does.
164 Group 1s for
varying prices. The favourite Unusual Legacy is the second best backed runner in the race, behind a pretty good go here, nowhere near the level of the other week with Broadsiding, but $9.50 into $7. Zardozi is now the best backed runner in the race. It is a losing result with Tab at present. Splitting a few of those, we have Land Legend, Q Tempesta.
Metropolitan, 2,400 metres, blindfolds removed. Then came Allegran from Military Mission. Zardozi's been 3 wide from the outset. Further back to First Light on the inside of Land Legend. 2 lengths away to K Tempesta from Trust in You. Then came Strafe looking to improve as they start to zip things up now at the 600 metres. Serpentine a half in front. To Methuselah, Future History, Athabascan, Unusual Legacy. Land Legend starting a fast run around the field. Reece Jones sets it alight on the outside of Zardozi as they straighten up now. Serpentine looks all out, and Land Legend sustains that run coming up the rise and burst to the front with Zardozi the pursuer on the inside. It's Land Legend and Zardozi, the 2 protagonists in the Metropolitan. Land Legend and Zardozi, they knuckle out a great finish. Zardozi on the inside of Land Legend. Land Legend, Zardozi, nothing in this. Stride for stride, they hit the line. It's above the heads. Dead set a swing of the heads there. Land Legend may have dropped it on Zardozi. It's a photo finish. Unusual Legacy and Trust in You for third. Then came Etna.
With the former James Ferguson trained galloper in Land Legend, who'd come out of the Kingston Town. We know The format of that race was solidified with the performance of Elias in the Turnbull yesterday. Terrific call by Darren Flindell. Geez, he was on song yesterday with the way he talked about the two protagonists clearing out and then knuckling down with each other. Land Legend had the back of Zardosian run. They cleared away to fight it out with Unusual Legacy, the favourite, back in third. So Land Legend, as it stands right now, has 52 kilos.
Vested interest left, right and centre. Lizzie there through her connection, of course, with the Schofields and the Lloyds. And I'm standing alongside a young woman who's married to a man who could create some sporting history here. Something that's very, very special and rare. 100 Group 1s if Kovalica were to win. It's a great race. Here's Darren Flindell for the Epsom.
800 to go. Major Bill in front from the stablemate Royal Patronage. Kintyre leaders back third. 2 lengths away to Redina. On the outside of Arctic Glamour, Osbred Flirt. Mayobron cast wide, but staying in a wide position, keeping up a comfortable rhythm. Followed then by Chrysaor in the middle of the ruck. They're followed then by Berkshire Shadow. Kovalica creeping up on the fence, and Tom Kitten's wide. Right behind him is the favourite Chael Wolf pulling to the outside. Major Bill comes up the rise in front from Royal Patronage. Kintyre, then Arctic Glamour. Further back to Mayobron. Kovalica's looking for a gap. Oh, got shut out there. Racing to a narrow lead as Royal Patronage. Now the favourite's coming. Chael Wolf right down the outside. Tom Kitten tries to go with him, but Chael Wolf with the wind and he sails. Draws away for a big win in the Epsom. Beating Tom Kitten. Photo third. Royal Patronage and Kovalica. Followed by Jack and Chrysaor.
Oh, what a race, what a ride, and what a win, and what a day. I'm going to go to you, Lizzie. What a day for the Lloyds and Schofields and that relationship.
Decision as to whether to go to this or the Metropolitan. That's how good this guy is, that he had the choice of a mile or 2400. Definitely pulled the right rein yesterday. Chad Schofield gets his first Group 1 since the Queensland Derby on Sontag some 10 years ago, and there's a bunch of options on the table for the winner. The Hill Stakes next week, the King Charles perhaps against the likes of Pride of Jenny, and of course longer range, the Golden Eagle as well. Joe Pride second.
Yes, I do. When you got Kovalica unlucky, Tom Kitten running second, you know, and not having all the luck. Geez, I question this race. The winner is a very, very good horse, I will admit. But
see Kovalica in the Morgan colours, the chomp out there at about the 250.
You know, I really question the format of this race, to be very honest. But full credit to the winner. He's got great turn of speed, and well done to Chad. It's been 10 years. You know, he's had his ups and downs.
Duke de Sessa kept them moving at the 850 by 3/4 of a length. LES, if anything, getting a little bit closer. They're a length and 3/4. Bois d'Argent and Young Verta, followed by Plastic Carousel, who's 4 off the lead. 2 lengths at Tissue Sharp and Smart Circle of Fire from Francesco Gardi. Via Sistina's looking for a back to follow into it, and they were followed well back by Buckaroo, who has 10 lengths to pick up from Warmonger Knight's Choice, and then came Valiant King and well back Banker's Choice. So LES moves up on the outside of Duke de Sessa. 400 metres to go. 2 lengths Young Verta, Bois d'Argent. They were followed by a Tissue into the clear. Via Sistina very wide, and Buckaroo is winding up to Duke de Sessa at the 200 metres, and LES there stride for stride. Here's Buckaroo right down the outside with Via Sistina. Duke de Sessa kicking. Via Sistina and Buckaroo are coming together. Buckaroo and Via Sistina. Via Sistina and Buckaroo. Via Sistina. A terrific win, beat Buckaroo. LES third from Duke de Sessa. Then came Young Verta and a Tissue. Francesco Gardi. Behind them, Plastic Carousel, Circle of Fire.
Yeah, she's obviously was the class horse in the field, and I rode her accordingly and last time out. So I think she can improve again onto firmer footing.
Well, she's pulled up.
Then came
so this impeccable record that Via Sistina at 2,000 metres continues. Lizzie, where do you see her in the mix of the Cox Plate as we were just talking about?
Well, she's well up there. We know that. My only reserve is that her around the Valley, but Chris will get her there, make sure that she works around there. She's a very, very big mare, but she's got just exceeded my expectations is Buckaroo. He's always trialled, really, and that's the sort of horse that I think can continue on and win races like potentially a Caulfield Cup. LES.
$100, Buckaroo.
Yeah,
they should go to a Caulfield Cup rather than a Cox Plate.
Oh, 100% go towards Caulfield Cup. He cannot win a Cox Plate. I'd say it's that simple. I wouldn't be surprised if he wins the Caulfield Cup, but I'm in your Elias.
Yeah.
I just love his pattern. I just love the way he's going about his business, and
he's juicier Cox Plate as you're going to get.
100%.
Is there any meat on the? Is there any meat on the shorter prices you want to take?
Well, if I was wanting to ride one, I'd be riding broadsiding.
Yeah.
That would be my pick right now. I'd start wasting it. I'm a massive fan of him. And Via Sistina, I think they're the two.
This morning, there's been a lot of support for Coleman in the afternoon, and as a result, it's now usurped the other way. Switzerland, $5.50, and not too many friends with.
It is on. We're ready to go on the Roman Consul. Stand by for a start. Way to Gatsby's. The pace has been strong. Ikasara running along. 3 lengths clear from Yoshinobu. Then Spirit of Wealth. Switzerland back on the inside. Then came Prost from High Octane. Coleman revved up. 2 lengths away to Gatsby's. 3.50 to go. Ikasara, length and a half in front to Yoshinobu. Now Switzerland starting to knuckle down on the fence. Spirit of Wealth run a race by the looks of it as Coleman starts to run on. Here's Switzerland bursting up the inside. Switzerland went up to join Yoshinobu. Oh, Switzerland pulling away. So much better behaved today. And Switzerland runs away with the Roman Consul, beating Coleman, who grabbed second on the wire there from Yoshinobu.
Segue. Kathy, you said Nash would make a man out of him today. A man he has. And what we saw...
$2.20 now, Jimmy Star, so it's a good go on a Saturday. Well, Amy's pick of the yard is holding quite firm too as the second elect into $6.
650 metres to go by a length to Coin Toss. Then came Not an Option. Run Harry, Run Wider. A length Savannah Cloud. Coast Watch the fence from Cirileo Miss. Next in the field is Buffalo River as they charge to the corner. Jimmy Star will have to come 4 and 5 deep at 6 lengths off the lead from Sox Nation. Well back with Age of Kings. Who Dares is trying to pinch it. Comes around the corner at the 250. A length and a half. Not an Option. Run Harry, Run. Jimmy Star in plenty of air is flying down the outside. Here comes Jimmy. Jimmy Star over the top, raced clear, and Jimmy Star won it well. Superazi second, Who Dares third, Photo for fourth, Coast Watch or Run Harry Run. They were followed.
Jimmy Star, there's something about the Caulfield Cup Carnival, and when a big favourite gets home, almost Valley-like, we're in that sort of sea of noise.
He's a tailor-made horse for a Sir Rupert Clarke Stakes in the latter part of November, and what we saw yesterday. And
this was won over an unsuitable trip. He's won on a day where it was a disadvantage to be down that part of the track. So I think the sky's the limits for him.
And I think
First leg of the quaddie, it's the Might and Power. Mr. Brightside out to $1.75, but he is holding at least 75% of turnover. We pushed him out because there's the Deny Knowledge, $11 to $7.50, and the blowout.
It's on Alapore to the railway side, 800 metres to go. And it's Deny Knowledge being rated by Zara. 5 lengths in front. Jenny Lala second, Mr. Brightside in plenty of air third. Coco Sun picking up ground the fence, and then came Vow and Declare Adelaide River. A Tissue second last, and Carla Poor is at the end. Deny Knowledge with 500 metres to go is 4 lengths in front, and now Mr. Brightside starts the chase. 2 lengths Coco Sun, followed by Adelaide River. A Tissue's trying to get away from the rails. Deny Knowledge into the running. 300 metres to go. 3 lengths Mr. Brightside, then Adelaide River, and A Tissue brought to the outside from Coco Sun. Deny Knowledge, 200 metres to go, has given a bold sight. Mr. Brightside wearing her down. 100 to go. Still Deny Knowledge, a length and a quarter. Mr. Brightside not getting there, and the mare has stolen it. Deny Knowledge wins. 3/4 of a length. Mr. Brightside, A Tissue, a gap Adelaide River.
For the third time, Mark Zara produces a masterpiece in a Might and Power, Galo Shop, Cape of Good Hope. And now we have Deny Knowledge, a Group 1 winner, the 5th mare since 2013 to take out the Caulfield Stakes feature, and she will...
How we repeat...
She's a bit better than the, was it the Kmart or Target version of Pride of Jenny?
Yeah.
I think she was described as in the media during the week. She might be a Caulfield Cup winner in 6 days' time.
Could be, and you've...
With Buckaroo now a $4.60 favourite, Alias 6, Land Legend 8, Zardozi a $9 chance, Young Vert a 15.
There's nothing better than an old-fashioned launch when it's been a tough day on the punt. It's the two-rack handicap. It's another will. Have a look at this. $2.50 into $2.35 if you don't mind, umpire. Bang, this is a good go. Come on, let's get him up. Now, outside of that, the top, he does.
Field from Jimmy the Bear, a couple of lengths El Safina, followed by Orchestral, and then came Craig, and Antino's getting mobile now from the back of the field. 700 metres to go. It's Bankmore on the outside of Another Will, and they are striding together. 600 metres to go by a length and a half. Magnus Spin, Wishlaw Lass. Here's Antino with a lightning move from last. Whips up around the outside now and goes to the front. So it's Antino with Blake Shin. Daring Tactics at the 400. Shows at the whip and went for home. 3 lengths in front of Another Will, followed by Desert Lightning, Magnus Spin, and behind those El Safina. Antino, every poster winner at the 200 metres. 5 lengths in front of Desert Lightning, El Safina, followed by Craig, but it's all Antino. Blake Shin, take a bow from last to first, has bolted in. Demolished them. Antino, 6 lengths. Craig, El Safina, then Field.
Fortune favours the brave, and Blake Shin was the bravest without doubt in the 144th Toorak. He grabbed that race by the scruff of the neck, and there was going to be no catching him. And last year's runner-up effort behind attrition is in the rearview mirror, as is all of...
He was the one to make a long, sustained gallop, and this is exactly what he does from this point for Blake Shin in yesterday's Toorak.
Striding together. 600 metres to go by a length and a half. Magnus Spin, Wishlaw Lass. Here's Antino with a lightning move from last. Whips up around the outside now and goes to the front. So it's Antino with Blake Shin. Daring Tactics at the 400. Shows at the whip and went for home. 3 lengths in front of Another Will, followed by Desert Lightning, Magnus Spin, and behind those El Safina. Antino, every poster winner at the 200 metres. 5 lengths in front of Desert Lightning, El Safina, followed by Craig, but it's all Antino. Blake Shin, take a bow from last to first, has bolted in, demolished them. Antino, 6 lengths. Craig, El Safina, then Desert
Love it.
Lightning.
Live by the sword, die by the sword. Easy to laud in hindsight. John McNeil tried the same thing on Post Impressionist in the Herbert Power, and he was gone on straightening. So you got to be...
An outstanding ride.
We'll be talking about it at the end of the year as Ride of the Year in contention for that. It was something like I've not seen before, but you have to have the horse to do it, and he had the right horse to be able to sustain a gallop like Antino did. Credit does have to do what he was able to do in the fee and the 4-horse field with Pride of Jenny, so they knew he could chase and you know, run along for sustain a turn of foot, and just wonderful to see him do that yesterday.
Consider the 4 emergencies for the Tab Everest are in this, all Group 1 winners. They haven't made their way in. And last year's Everest winner is in this at $8.50. So that shows you the depth of this Sydney Stakes, and a couple of mil going on the lines.
One overpass races to the front now at the 600 metres. Gets a length and a half clear to Marzu. Cold Crusher. Airman wedged between runners there in the yellow cap. Further back to Estero. Southport Tycoon with plenty of horses in front. Williamsburg back on the rails. Further back to Arkansas Kid. Oh, think about it's gone down at the top of the straight as overpass accelerates now. The afterburners have kicked in. Overpass a length clear. Going up the inside is Cold Crusher. Airman running on. King of Sparta late, but overpass is clearing the Sydney Stakes. What a great horse he is. First up today, and Overpass wins the $2 million feature. Betting Cold Crusher. Third between Southport Tycoon and King of Sparta.
He's a wonderful horse to winner. It's a brilliant training performance. He's been a colossal horse.
Rounding out and trying.
The third to go to boot, $38 million. 3 of them now at Group 1. It's the richest race on turf, the Everest, and it's by far and away the richest race on the richest day, I should say, on the Australian racing calendar.
The Everest since the beginning, and every single one of these horses can win, and it just would not shock you. That's...
Favourite here though, Bruce. It's hard to believe. I Wish I Win's been favourite for months now, and yet Jolly Star has usurped that galloper on the final day. $6. Sunshine in Paris now $6.50. Traffic Warden $7, and I Wish I Win at the $7.50 and the 4th line of betting. Bella Nipotina $8.50. The Tab Slot Representative Growing Empire at $9.50, and we're talking 12 or more the rest. But
Lights on, we're about to go. Late scratching Traffic Warden.
The gates are back here in the Everest. They're off and racing to the massive roar of the crowd. Bella Nipotina came out running by out. So did Growing Empire. Lady of Camelot's right there. And Storm Boy really revved up, goes to fourth. Private Eye battling out wide on the rails. Bella Nipotina couldn't cross Growing Empire. Storm Boy's whipping up underneath the pair. He responded to the early urgings, and now Storm Boy moved up on the inside of Growing Empire at the 600 metres. Bella Nipotina's forward, 3 wide, no cover. I Am Me tucking up on the fence. Further back to Lady of Camelot. Private Eye, Steffi Magnetica, Giga kicked the fence. Sunshine in Paris coming wide from I Wish I Win. Jolly Star's got it all to do. Storm Boy at the 300 leads the way from Bella Nipotina. Then Growing Empire. Giga kick making ground on the inside. Then Lady of Camelot. Bella Nipotina moved up. Bella Nipotina with Growing Empire. Up the inside is Giga kick. Giga kick going to Bella Nipotina. Bella's in front though. Bella Nipotina wins the Everest from Giga kick. I think Growing Empire third. Flashing home Jolly Star. Then Star's got it all to do. Storm Boy at the 300 leads the way from Bella Nipotina. Then Growing Empire. Giga kick making ground on the inside. Then Lady of Camelot. Bella Nipotina moved up. Bella Nipotina with Growing Empire. Up the inside is Giga kick. Giga kick going to Bella Nipotina. Bella's in front though. Bella Nipotina wins the Everest from Giga kick. I think Growing Empire third. Flashing home Jolly Star. Then Private Eye, Lady of Camelot, Sunshine in Paris. Then Steffi Magnetica, Storm Boy, Iron.
3 wide the trip and still fight on a horse that had all the favours up the inside and Giga kick. She deserves all of these accolades. What a horse. She was an $80,000 Premier, English Premier purchase as a young yearling. And what a ride to take.
Beats Giga kick, Growing Empire and Lady of Camelot, if you don't mind. What a first four. What an
uncanny knack of running very well from any gate. Wide, inside, doesn't matter. And just Craig, beautiful ride, you know, to have the balls to do that. And yeah, I can't thank my team enough because old teams, it's unbelievable. And to do it this late in her career, you know, like a 54 start or something like that, it's unbelievable.
How do you...
Mare she is, to think that she's getting towards 60 starts in her career and she's at her best. This is just phenomenal. Craig Williams, of course, having had prior success in the race.
Jumped really well there yesterday, and I think he looked like he was thinking, oh, am I going to take the lead up here? And then they kicked up underneath him, and she didn't have an easy run out there, but she can do it from anywhere. I think probably a little bit forgotten there from the wide gate there yesterday, but she overcome a tough run. I think the fact that there was not quite the pressure in the race that there could have been in a race like this normally, but she was tough as, and, you know, super tough just to outlast Giga kick there on the inside, and you see Jolly Star on the inside, probably the run of the race, I thought.
Good day for Willow outside of the Everest. He also...
To the third of the Group 1s today, the $5 million King Charles III Stakes, 1,600 metres, Wait for Age with this colossal trophy. It was terrific. This is so interesting, Charles Wolf. He was a dominant winner of a very good Epsom.
Yeah, he was extraordinary, wasn't he? He's got a lethal turn of foot on him.
She's the champion horse of Australia. She's transcended the sport. I think everybody just has become so attached to her. It's the way she races. She goes out with a huge of them, including Fangirl. But Fangirl has a withering finish, Katie.
She does. And she's
in Pride of Jenny. In fact, it was $2 and $3.70. Now, as we have a look at the market, you can see that gap has closed. Pride of Jenny, $2.60 favourite. Fangirl, $2.90. So that has been a significant gap closing, and Fangirl currently $2.90 second elect. Chaywall, $6.50. $11 Celestial Legend. You can see the...
With her at the 1,000 metres as they start to break the field open. 5 lengths away to My Oberon. Then Pericles doing the chasing the outside. Celestial Legend fifth the inside at a length clear. Then to the second favourite Fangirl looking for a second success in the race. Chaywall's back on the fence. Lions Roar deep out from Amelia's Dual New Energy, and Tom Kitten's last of all, 600 metres to go. Handlebars down on Pride of Jenny, opens up by 3 lengths and the crowd starting to cheer. 3-4 lengths away to Major Bill, My Oberon. Then came Pericles, and Fangirl being roused along. She needs to get to the outside. Up the rise, Pride of Jenny, 4 lengths clear. Now 3. My Oberon's closing in together with Pericles. Celestial Legend the inside. Fangirl Fangirl and Chayawolf heading top gear. My Oberon moved up to Pride of Jenny. Pride of Jenny, My Oberon, and here's Chayawolf, the Epsom winner, with a booming run down the outside. Chayawolf takes the lead and won the King Charles III, running down Pride of Jenny. My Oberon up the rise, Pride of Jenny 4 lengths clear. Now 3. My Oberon's closing in together with Pericles. Celestial Legend the inside, Fangirl and Chayawolf heading top gear. My Oberon moved up to Pride of Jenny. Pride of Jenny, My Oberon, and here's Chayawolf, the Epsom winner, with a booming run down the outside. Chayawolf takes the lead and won the King Charles III, running down Pride of Jenny. My Oberon 3rd, Tom Kedden 4th, then Amelia's Jewel, Celestial Legend, Fangirl couldn't pick up today.
They've had some incredible racing today, and that is right up there with them. Blake, what a Chad Schofield. He's done it again with Chayawolf. This is going to be such a... Jenny, she ran her guts out, can I say that? She
handicap Chow upset the apple cart today, but that turn of foot was just that was even more explosive than we saw 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, look, he's on the improve. He just keeps getting better, and I think I'm going to have to put him in the paddock. I don't think my heart can handle too much more of this. So
is that what you...
Out of words.
Six Pet Trip, what is his ultimate distance?
I've always wanted to win the Cox Plate, and he's my Cox Plate horse, so I'll wait a year.
But maybe in 2025.
Yeah, maybe he might win it for the next couple of years after that. So.
Oh, mate, you deserve this.
And he just gave me that devastating turn of foot, and it's probably a changing of the guard. He's the new one. He's a machine.
Did you?
So I think the chink in Jenny's armour is if there's a horse to cart up the rest of the field like Major Bill was there yesterday, she doesn't get that break in the field where all the other horses have to do the work to catch her. And I think Major Bill helped a lot of the other horses in the field be able to do that yesterday.
Chayawolf was absolutely incredible here. Like, what an action, how hard this horse is trying. I'd love to see his closing sectionals, but I don't think we could take anything away from Jenny. Yes, she was defeated yesterday, but she was still brave as hell. She ran super. And for a mare that was questionably the...
And Faulkner's got up to win from Dianimi.
The Caulfield Cup doesn't stop a nation. This is a celebration of one.
Jamaica won by 3 to Scottish.
The toughest 2,400-metre turf handicap on the global calendar, dating back to...
Looking to make it 10 is the 2 in Buckaroo. Second in the Turnbull, Joe Moreira trying to provide Chris Waller with his 3rd Caulfield Cup.
Yeah, he's the horse to beat. His former dominant winner of the Underwood in a while is that he's been brave off a very strong speed. There'll be good speed again, but maybe 2,400 or...
They're coming for the favourite, Buckaroo, who got out to $4.40 punters, said, nah, Joe Moreira, Chris Waller, he knows how to win this race, and he's back into $4.20, and the best back late is number 2, Buckaroo, your favourite. Alias with that. There's one stage back out to 16. Duke de Sessa, they're coming for again. Tightens up a point. 20 tightens up a point. $23 to 11 for the Duke. Thank you very much. And there's stacks of value. But
thereabouts as well. Now, here's the 3 roughies at their back. Duke de Sessa, $23, now $11. Money all week for this galloper. So will come up in a moment's time, $46 into $26. And Berkshire Breeze gained us.
Animals, I really like Duke de Sessa as a little bit of a roughie there, and it's always such a great...
It's Elias who's firing over. So as they reach the judge, Duke de Sessa is the leader from Karlapur. Then Elias and Sadati out wider on the course. Deny Knowledge 4 and 5 deep from halfway. So it's Deny Knowledge only knows one way by 2 lengths. 2 in second, Duke de Sessa. A length and a half away third, Elias, and then came Sadati. A length and a half, Karlapur, Land Legend. Young Verta 3 wide. Behind those, Zardozi tucked away on the inside, making up a little bit of ground. She's nice and close, about 6 off the front. From Fancy Man, Circle of Fire at the 800. Then Witor, Berkshire Breeze, Buckaroo with a bit to do. Coco Sun under pressure from Warmonger, and then Knight's Choice well back with Valiant King and Warp Speed. Duke de Sessa at the 600 metres is about to put the foot down. Claims Deny Knowledge. Land Legend right there in second place, chasing Duke de Sessa. 2 for the back is Elias, and then came Zardozi, and a gap to Fancy Man. Duke de Sessa comes around the corner. 300 metres to go. 2 legs, 3 legs in front of Land Legend, who couldn't sprint with it. Deny Knowledge wax on Zardozi, and here's Buckaroo. Duke de Sessa, 200 metres to go. 4 legs in front. Buckaroo's the only danger, trying to get into the lead. Duke de Sessa, 100 to go from Buckaroo, a length and 3/4, but it's going to be Duke de Sessa, Harry Coffey, This is your moment. A length and a half, Buckaroo. 5 lengths away, third Land Legend. From Zardozi, Fancy Man, Deny Knowledge. Then Elias, Circle of Fire, Warmonger. With a daring win. It's Harry Coffey. It's the story of the carnival so far. Duke de Sessa wins the course.
Here is Lizzie, and look, there's Kieran Maher looking on. So Kieran Maher becomes the first trainer to win an Everest and a Caulfield Cup on that same day. We don't sound... And cystic fibrosis, we know, Lizzie, the Harry Coffey story. I was actually in Adelaide the day that he broke through and won his very first Group 1. He's a cricket pitch in front, halfway up the Caulfield Cup straight. How good that must...
From Duke de Sessa, who gives Kieran Maher his second victory in the race, 8 years after his Bonnie mare. Duke de Sessa, who was 9th in the race last year. He's just been a different conveyance this preparation. 4th in the Underwood, 4th in the Turnbull. Conditions to...
How am I feeling? Spectacular. Phenomenal. When I let rip, I thought maybe I've gone too early. But one thing you can count on with Kieran Maher and this amazing team he has, you can back their horses in. They'll just keep running, and because I've been involved in a day I'll never forget, on my birthday. You had a bit of...
I'm at a Ampol Servo near Queensway, cast. Got to put some diesel in the ute and find my way to Echuca for a few rides later this afternoon.
So you obviously stayed in town last...
And every spare chance I get.
And it's good to see that, you know, a local jockey can get the job done when they fly in all these international jockeys. It just goes to show with these lightly weighted races that we're going to have this spring that I think it is an advantage to have a local jockey that knows the tracks, knows the horses and knows the jockeys they're riding against, and you just showed that you're more than capable to get the job done there yesterday, mate. Well done. You can see back in the field here, Joe, on Buckaroo here, is a little bit held up behind here, but there's not much he can do. If he peels off there, gets pushed wider, he's probably just going to take his medicine. And the winning move here is Harry is able to take off. He probably just doesn't know that Joe's getting held up here, but the fact that he's able to put a gap on Joe here really wins him the race, and he's got no weight on his back.
Let's take Matt Hill.
And here's Buckaroo. Duke de Sessa, 200 metres to go. 4 lengths in front. Buckaroo's the only danger. Trying to get into the lead. Duke de Sessa, 100 to go from Buckaroo, a length and 3/4. But it's going to be Duke de Sessa, Harry Coffey. This is your moment. A length and a half, Buckaroo.
His moment indeed. So Buckaroo was 36.66 home for the last 600. No other horse in the race broke 38. That's a stark difference. Is there a scenario where Buckaroo's sitting here as a Caulfield Cup winner this morning, do you think?
Oh, quite possibly. If he was able to, if it opened up a little bit sooner, he was able to, you know, pinch a couple more lengths getting to the turn, he probably runs down the winner. But Joe's been a bit...
Well, I like the run of the 4th place getter from a Melbourne Cup perspective in Zardozi. Nearly got put through the running rail at about the 1,300 metres and lost a lot of momentum. Gathered up, was strong.
The winner's not in the Melbourne Cup. The second horse, you know, was probably the run of the race. But the 3rd and 4th horses were probably beaten a fair way too. But hard to look beyond that. I thought Fancy Man was an OK run back on the inside.
Race, but as the market approaches on race day, we've got Prognosis and Via Sistina starting to clear out. Prognosis for Via Sistina 420, Pride of Jenny 6, Broadsiding.
I want to see the barrier draw, but Prognosis, I've got such high respect for the Japanese horses. Prognosis can be a little bit...
Broadsiding.
Prognosis with a saver on Broadsiding.
OK.
You? Come on.
Via Sistina at this stage. I'm with Ollie, though. Prognosis, where he draws, how he goes getting out.
Good move in our feature race today for the Chris Waller trained Unusual Legacy. Was a $6 chance when the betting opened, backed all the way down to $3.10. Just pushed back
across. Mr. Wolfgang's the widest. Now Unusual Legacy has gone to the outside of the field, and it's going to be pulled up, I reckon, Unusual Legacy here. There's just something not quite right with Unusual. Hit the road, Jack, and Herman Hess at the 800 metres. Mr. Wolfgang is sliding up out 3 wide to 4th, and then Muramasa behind those one smooth Smooth Operator, followed by the Map, who hasn't worked at all. Interpretation's getting going, and there's Birdman Satellite from the back of the field. Gets to midfield out very wide with a looping run from Vow and Declare El Bodegon, and a Maid is last as they pack around the corner in the cup. 400 metres to go. It's Mission of Love from Hit the Road. Jack Herman Hess has got up on the inside. Mr. Wolfgang, One Smooth Operator, join in now at the 250. It's One Smooth Operator with Mr. Wolfgang, then Herman Hess. One Smooth Operator goes to the front from Mr. Wolfgang and comes away. One Smooth Operator, 3 lengths in front, 4 lengths in front, and One Smooth Operator's going to win it easily. Interpretation has got up for second from Muramasa, then a wall of them. A Maid was right. His Unusual Legacy has been pulled up out of the race and has broken down.
A dramatic Geelong Cup from start to finish.
It was a dominant win. It was a slowly run race, but he was able to put a margin on his rivals. He's got a lightweight in the Melbourne Cup. I think he's going to run a cheeky race.
Sort of the...
Has been Barrakiel that's attracted the late interest. $4 into $3.60. The clear second elect at that quote. Oscar's Fortune, a $3.20 chance, was $3.20 into $2.80. Has gone back to...
Stoppable at the 600 metres. So it's Oscar's Fortune filling up the lungs. A length Mornington Glory. The Group 1 winner 2 starts ago, getting closer. A length and a quarter Barrakiel. Then Telbregar Salui hunting the inside from the Inferno. Extra twos in an awkward place from Stapati, and I Am Unstoppable. Mornington Glory claims Oscar's Fortune on the point of the corner. Barrakiel has absolutely tanked up on the outside. Barrakiel, Benny Allen hasn't moved, and now he does, and the horse puts up 2 or 3 lengths in front of Mornington Glory, the Inferno. I Am Unstoppable. Barrakiel, a big winner, 2.5 lengths. I Am Unstoppable, second. Mornington Glory, the Inferno, then extra twos to...
The perfect description of Barrakiel. Troy Corstens has been submerged in a Bent Racing mosh pit. 6 from 8. 6 from 8. He's related to a very handy staying filly in Angel of Mercy. Oh, sorry, Autumn Angel. Angel of Mercy's their dad. Make his debut until he was 5. And he is undefeated around a bend, and now a Group 2 winner. And it's been a countdown, and the build-up commences in earnest ahead of the 104th running of the Ladbrokes Cox Plate.
Cox Plate time and Prognosis is trimmed up late in betting from $3.90 into $3.80. He's going to jump favourite and has been the best back runner throughout the course of the week.
In the autumn. Well, she was beaten by... And she has been the news story in the build-up to this race since Tuesday morning, becoming entangled in a dislodged bandage, and in the process dislodging her jockey, James McDonald, who's trying to become the first jockey since Brent Thompson in the late 1970s to win this race 3 years in a row on different horses. Animo, the dial is turned up a couple of notches. We got a treat last year.
She's your second favourite. Via Sistina. All the money came early when they found out she was in the final field after the mishap on Tuesday. She was $5.50 into $4.60. Just a touch soft.
This is the day that a racehorse goes from good to great, and most of them...
Pride of Jenny went to the front. Bottom corner, 1,300 to go, and Pride of Jenny's put up 3 lengths now from Prognosis second. Royal Patronage passed by Evaporate on that corner. They were followed by Mr. Brightside, 1.5 lengths to Docklands, then Via Sistina. Next in the field, Kovalika and Broadsiding at halfway. Pride of Jenny is the leader in the Cox Plate by about 2.5 to Prognosis, keeping the mare in his sights. 1 3/4 lengths away, Evaporate. Then came Royal Patronage and Mr. Brightside as they run towards the 700 metres. Via Sistina 7 off the lead at least from Docklands, Broadsiding, Kovalika. So it's Pride of Jenny, 600 metres to go. 1.5 lengths to Prognosis, who's nice and close. They're 2 lengths in front of Via Sistina, who's coming into it. Mr. Brightside's coming with her, and then came Royal Patronage. Pride of Jenny grabbed by Prognosis, but Via Sistina now pushes the button on the outside and goes up and takes the lead. Via Sistina, 300 metres to go, puts up 2 lengths. Prognosis, Docklands, Mr. Brightside, and then came Royal Patronage. But Via Sistina storms away with 150 to go. She's 5 lengths in front. It's going to be a Cox Plate round, and James McDonald, a century of the very best. Via Sistina by 7 lengths. Second Prognosis, third in the race. after Prognosis, who's nice and close. They're 2 lengths in front of Via Sistina, who's coming into it. Mr. Brightside's coming with her, and then came Royal Patronage. Pride of Jenny grabbed by Prognosis, but Via Sistina now pushes the button on the outside and goes up and takes the lead. Via Sistina, 300 metres to go, puts up 2 lengths. Prognosis, Docklands, Mr. Brightside, and then came Royal Patronage. But Via Sistina storms away with 150 to go. She's 5 lengths in front. It's going to be a Cox Plate round, and James McDonald, a century of the very best. Via Sistina by 7 lengths. Second Prognosis. Third in the race was Broadsiding. Mr. Brightside next. Then Docklands, Kovalika. Royal Patronage.
Put it at the top of the list. We've seen some extraordinary things here in Cox Plates. J-Mac gets a 100th Group 1 win. He wins the Cox Plate for the 3rd consecutive year. It's the stuff of legends. Chris Waller's a genius, and this mare's a champion. And I'm standing alongside the wife. I've seen some amazing performances in the Cox Plate. The stuff that we say we won't see it again, do you know what? We've seen one as good as we've ever seen before.
Well, Bruce, I don't want to compare her, but that was Winx-like, wasn't it? The way that she...
Chris Waller, who won 4 Cox Plates on the mighty Winx, wins a 5th in stunning fashion on a mare that he has managed in a manner that perhaps only Chris Waller and his team can.
I flew down on Thursday to work her, and all of them said, excuse my French, she'll shit in. No, I honestly can't believe it. He's brought up, I'm blessed, so blessed.
You've been quoted as saying that privilege. I mean, that's so evident about her. What makes her so incredible?
She's got an unbelievable sustained speed, and I think it's a huge asset to have in this high-pressure race. It was a Winx-like performance, so I just shut it off.
Via Sistina stops the clock in a track record just a shade over 2.01. So, comparisons. Winx's 3rd Cox Plate, 2:02.96 or thereabouts. Via Sistina's broken the track record by close to 2 seconds. The first 5 over the line have broken the track record that Winx set in 2017. And on raw numbers, Pride of Jenny's led them out in sort of sub-51 to the 1200. Via Sistina, faster than Winx in the 3rd Cox Plate to the 1200 by about 1.25 seconds, and home faster by about 0.65. They are incredible fractions.
Yeah, great numbers there, Nige, although it's not definitive.
I had a very, very simple game plan. And spoke to Chris at length about it, but just keeping the mare pretty happy and smooth, and that was the biggest thing for me. I didn't really care where I was in the race. Up to them really worked for it, and she was sensational. Look, I didn't expect the performance can do, and far from right. It was, I just couldn't believe it. I didn't know what happened. I suppose I think the first thing is, I thought she actually went amiss, and for her to gallop around the track was obviously pleasant to see. But I didn't really want to. I didn't really want to see her gallop 3 times around the track, maybe once. But just shows good horses train themselves, and good horses probably ride themselves as well. So
I don't know whether
I just got a wonderful spot, a soft spot for Romantic Warrior. I think he's an absolutely champion, and this mare's obviously well on her way. She's 7 years old, so So how long do we have her around for? That's the other thing. I'd love to see her in a Melbourne Cup if they decide to go there. I think she would run the 3,200 out okay, and
in the first half of the race, and James was obviously able to rest his horse early. You know, of the on-pace horses, there's only one that kept going, that was Prognosis, so he was obviously a remarkable effort. The other 3 horses finished in the last 3 that were up on the pace, so obviously that...
As would look wonderful at Flemington, and she's obviously got some seriously good cars as well after being... You know, I mean, she would have run over 4,000 metres on Tuesday morning.
So what if Jenny
I've
and
got one thing.
Brightside... OK, go
Yeah,
on.
sorry. If any trainer ever abuses a track rider or jockey for going 2 seconds too fast in a gallop, just tell them to get stuffed. And if she can do that on a Tuesday morning and back that up on a Saturday, I should never come at a jockey or track work rider again.
Who'd be the hardest on...
Points on the left and all that money on the right. You do need a PhD, Richo, to work it all out, but it comes down to about 3.7 for Bella.
It's just incredible. 3.7 million. Why would she stop? Because she's just in the form of her life. I just caught up with Gab Nutt before, who does.
Been a good firm at $2.50 today when I arrived at the races. Now $2.30, and she holds bang on 50% of the overall investment in this race. Sunshine in Paris, $4.60. That's been pretty. $4.60. That's been pretty.
If she can do something no one's done, win an Everest and the winners. Here we go.
It's Coal Crusher, really been declared on here by I Am Me, and the two of them go hard in the lead. Bella Nipotina 2 lengths away third. On the outside of Private Eye of all, it's Coal Crusher and I Am Me. They've really declared each other on, and Bella's in a stalking roll. Bella Nipotina 2 lengths away third. Then came Private Eye as they straighten up. Coal Crusher, I Am Me. Now Bella Nipotina starting to run after the 2 leaders. Further back, Lady Laguna running well. Private Eye in the pocket, and then came King of Sparta. Bella Nipotina takes the lead of the 200, and Bella Nipotina draws 2 lengths clear now from Lady Laguna. Sunshine in Paris, but this is a big payday for the Iron Lady. Bella Nipotina winning the Russell Balding comfortably. Sunshine in Paris second, third Lady Laguna, then came Private Eye Mars. Today takes Bella Nipotina to the second highest stakes earner ever in Australian racing.
And that's the big ticket item, isn't it, Lizzie? I mean, that's the big story. $22 million in the bank. She won with so much authority. It was a brilliant ride.
Tina just continues to roll on. 7 years old, 56th career start. She takes out yesterday's Russell Balding Stakes, the race she was favourite in. Quinny, she is now the second highest prize money earner in Australian racing history.
She's an absolute champion, and for whatever reason, I don't feel she gets the fanfare or attention she deserves, and I don't know why. Is it because she's sort of built into her career where a lot of the absolute superstars that we've associated with in the past have just gone bang, bang, bang from day dot, or have put together these just to see her? And again, from a betting perspective, we got 260.
She's a beauty.
You wanted to be on her a long way out, didn't you? Willow just won out one back, just smoking. He was waiting and waiting so long. She is a licence to print money, isn't she?
Yeah. From
the outset, the Golden Eagle has been a stunning success. A race already with an impressive honour roll. Each year,
That's right, Bruce. Lazat unbeaten. This was a target race for his trainer. And of course, having a look at this mare, we've spoken at length about how well she has to contest Ascoli Pacino. She has to contest with a wide draw, but is her...
Cast her eye over the unbeaten Lazat from France.
He's got great credentials. I think that this has got great credentials. I think that this is the one that we're going to see go forward. I can't say anything negative about the way that...
Australia, Lizzie, what about Lake Forest?
He's quite a neat individual. I was quite surprised walking alongside, though he's got a lot of quality there. But look, I think he certainly ticks a lot of boxes as far as his forks are concerned. She's an absolute beast. She's still got a fair bit of...
Indeed, and Bruce, this is a massive plunge on the favourite, Ascoli Pacino. So after the barrier draw on Wednesday, she was as much as $5, and at that point, Jolie Star was favourite. Now, when I got to the races this morning, she was $4.40. I can tell you in the last 20 minutes, she's been $4.40 to $3.30. The amount is incredible. This is a massive go on the Japanese mare. Lazat $5.50, very solid. Jolie Star's been easy. Steffi Mac, the futures market's open. This is an incredible go in such a big race.
And even Bella.
And going forward is V8 in the early part, and Lazette's pushing forward as well. This is a tremendous go for the lead, and the French horse Lazette looking for the lead and getting it now from War Machine V. Now Ascoli Pacino's on a wide path, about 6th or 7th class at this point. Well back then is Griff, followed by Steffi Magnetic, and Lake Forest Chrysaor. Well back is Sky Bird, and Southport Tycoon is last. It's Lazette really being tested by Macarena. V8 in a prominent role, followed by War Machine. Tom Kidden back on the rails. Then came Ostraka from Corazon beat Kintai held up. Now Steffi Magnetic is taking a rails run. Ascoli Pacino still third last. It's Lazette and Macarena knuckling it out of the furlong. Macarena testing Lazette. Now Tom Kidden starting to run on. Macarena in front. Steffi Magnetica's getting a gap. And Tom Kidden launching. Lake Forest bursting home on the rails. Lake Forest. William Haggis has done it again. Lake Forest got up to nail, I think, Lazat and Tom Kidden. Straka from Corazon beat Kintyre, held up. Now Steffi Magnetica's taking a rails run. Ascoli Pacino still third last. It's Lazat and Macarena knuckling it out of the furlong. Macarena testing Lazat. Now Tom Kidden starting to run on. Macarena in front. Steffi Magnetica's getting a gap. And Tom Kidden launching. Lake Forest bursting home on the rails. Lake Forest. William Haggis has done it again. Lake Forest got up to nail, I think, Lazat and Tom Kidden on the wire. Then Steffi Magnetica, followed by Macarena. Southport
has plotted a path, saved all the ground on the inside. Oh, there's quite a significant bump there in the conclusion.
Thrilled for you and William. Describe the last 200 metres to me.
I mean, we knew he has an explosive turn of foot. If you watch some of his other races, you know that he's so fun.
And it's what happened with Oban Boomerang last year. They fanned and he got through. So a common denominator. It goes inside. Steffi goes for the gap. It's not there. It closes. And look at him charge. He absolutely... And then goes bang into Lazat, who was incredible in his own way, and Tom Kidden.
For him, well, his sister, Brittany Fallon, was Stefano's partner. And I
young
know...
Stefano's a young jockey
that passed away. Yeah. So that's why this victory, not only because it's with William Haggis, who he's been apprenticed to, but also...
Well, speaking of licences to print money, if William Haggis brings a horse to Sydney for a big race, get yourself involved. Lake Forest was quite the price, but considering what he's done with the likes of Adayab and Dubai Honour in the Queen Elizabeth and the Ranvid in recent years, we shouldn't have been surprised at what Kieran Fallon was able to do on Lake Forest. Back towards the inside, Darren Flindell, Matty only really picking him up in the call in the last 50 metres, and rightly so, because he wasn't in the conversation 100 metres out.
It was a spectacular performance, wasn't it? You love seeing horses do that. But it's been a good push on a big day, 2:35, and he's the one they have to beat. Canara, the best...
Secret, and Aliana has to pass them all. Around the home corner in the Carbine Club, 600 metres to run. Acton on Verba, being cuddled in front by a length and a half to Feroce, yet to be called upon. Then came Canara the outside from another Prophet trying to get away from the rails. Stylish Secret still 3 off the leaders, running on fairly well. And Aliana right down the centre of the course. It's Feroce going to the lead. 300 metres to go from another Prophet trying to wear it down. And here comes Aliana from last, right down the centre of the track at the 150. Aliana took over, kicked away 2 or 3 lengths in front, and it's all over. Aliana, and it's a big start for J-Mac. Aliana 3 lengths, another Prophet. Feroce, Stylish Secret, King of Enterprise.
He's ridden this filly before. He knows the turn of foot that she possesses.
Now, Will opened up favourite over Jimmy here, the stablemates, but it's Jimmy Star. $3.40 into $2.60 where the push is. Why? It's the way the track's playing today. It's not really suiting. Good on you, Amy. We're all with you too with another Will. All the very best to the McKenna family with your runner here. Vale, the great man, Cole. Jimmy Star, though, they're coming for the stablemate of another Will.
Veto and laws of indices. So the astrologist at the 400 metres with not an option. Here's to Party letting loose on the outside. Another Will needs a run behind them. Then Tamerlane, Age of Kings, and Jimmy Star wide out. Stapati went to the front at the 250. From Tamerlane back to the inside, another Will. And Jimmy Star late, another Will. Darts back on the inside at the 100. Jimmy Star's flashing, but another Will's clear. A win that means so much. Another Will by a length and a quarter. Jimmy Star second from Stapati, followed by Tamerlane, and behind them Nicolini Vito. Then Age of King. Another Will, Jamie Carr for Kieran Maher, with Cole McKenna riding on Jamie's shoulder. And those
in the horse, that's why he loves racing. He bred it. You know, he's no more passionate person, and great mate, great mentor, and yeah, he would just love to be here today. But I'm sure he's looking down and pretty special. Thought he'd run back to form. And
really emotional, Kieran Maher, rightly so. I mean, just an amazing.
This is just for Cole. He was just the best person. Ask anyone in the industry. Oh God, I don't know. Fucking hell. Sorry. It just means the world. God, it doesn't feel real that he's not here.
Add that Cole McKenna, be watching down. It was meant to be. Another will out to $3.80 if you don't mind. Let's have a look at the Wakeful now. Powers of Opal, one of the best-backed runners on the card on the Sportsbet books. Now, treasure of the moment, you got the Drift from the opening quote at 360.
There's Killcare Beach Girl, 800 metres to go. Getting quite a good run in front under Tim Clark from She Nailed It. Jenny's Meadow was third, the outside of Rapid Chevelle. Then came Treasure the Moment as Jenny's Meadow left the running line there and pulled 3 wide. Treasure the Moment has her back. All kinds of folk making up some ground on the inside. Powers of Opal's going to be one of the widest horses in the check jacket. Then Inevitable Truth. And behind those horses is Talisay. So they reach the 350. Killcare Beach Girl with Jenny's Meadow 2 lengths off her. Treasure the Moment's running on hard, and Powers of Opal the outside. Treasure the Moment tanks up and took the front. Goes about a length and a half clear of Powers of Opal. Killcare Beach Girl is whacking on. 100 to go. Treasure the Moment extends 2 legs. Powers of Opal and has it won. Treasure the Moment lapping up 2,000 metres. A very good win. Treasure the Moment from Powers of Opal. 4 legs Killcare Beach Girl. Then Inevitable Truth and...
How about that? What an impressive performance from Treasure the Moment. 2,000 metres, no problem whatsoever. Beautiful run in transit. Damien Lane, quick peek over the shoulder, and the job is done, defeating the short price favourite Powers of Opal.
She looked even better at 2,000.
Yes, she's a pretty uncomplicated filly, though. She makes her own luck. She gets up there in the top group, and look at the turn of foot here. Powers of Opal's about probably a length and a half off her here and sticks on over the line. So I'm interested to hear Ollie's thoughts when they get out to 2,500 metres. But I think it's going to be a really good Oaks this year.
I think it is. You got 2 Darn Discreet from the Ethereal, a good winner last week, and you'll have a couple of Sydney fillies coming out of the Spring Champion too. That'll so there's going to be a bit of depth in it. But this filly's got great tactical speed, puts herself in a good position. I heard Damien say she relaxed well.
Treasure of the Moment after the Wakeful. Let's have a look at the market now for the Coolmore, the first of the big 3 Group 1s today. This is a cracking Coolmore Stud Stakes. We have a new favourite. It's Traffic Warden. Jamie from 350. All right, and $6 next best, Switzerland, and there's plenty of value right down the page here. Let's have a look.
Set to go racing. Switzerland broke away very, very well in the middle of the field with Bitter Creek as well back with Enriched. So the front runner Bodyguard for Hugh Bowman and sprinted away about 4 lengths in front coming onto the course proper. From Yoshinobu second, then Traffic Warden, Lady of Camelot, Stolly Bolly. Then Growing Empire up the middle of the course, 4 off the front. Coleman next from Bellatrix Star, Switzerland. Gallant Sun, First Settler, and Gatsby's is waited with. They got to the leader, and now Lady of Camelot, Growing Empire go through with also Stolly Bolly and Switzerland right down the outside. At the 150, Switzerland sprints hard, takes the lead, draws a length in front, 2 lengths in front. This is going to be dominant. Switzerland a big winner by 2.5, Bellatrix Star. Photo third, Growing Empire or Lady of Camelot from Stolly Bolly. Then Gatsby's, and James McDonald has now won this race 3 of the last 4 home affairs in...
More, Michael, as we've got a dead heat for third coming through. How many times do we...
Once again, it's the form line out of Sydney. This horse had, won the Roman Consul as his leader. That was the race that Osmosis came out of 12 months ago. A dominant...
Back to the inside, she was a great run on, but a dominant win there by Switzerland. And, you know, I think a classic case the horse was really set for the race. You know, you could see Growing Empire. He'd run in a couple of tough Group 1s previously for it, and whether he was quite at his best, but you certainly saw the best of Switzerland there yesterday.
$7. Plenty of ammo, but it's a tissue tightening up as we get closer to jump time into $3.90 now. So, yeah, money's with the tissue. Race 8, number 1. She's the class runner, but she does have a heap of class...
Sox Nation, a tissue well back with Legvardi, See You in Heaven, Zardozi and Orchestral. They run the corner, 500 to go. It's Grinzinger Bell shook up by 2 Revolutionary Miss Kamachi. Further back is Amelia's Jewel on the outside. El Safina is tracking up over on the rails, and behind those then was Lady in Pink and a tissue very wide. Grinzinger Bell with Amelia's Jewel the outer. El Safina back on the inside, and a tissue is coming with a big run. Amelia's Jewel at the 100 metres, 3/4 a tissue. Amelia's Jewel a neck a tissue. Amelia's Jewel just in front of a tissue diving. It's a head bobbing go. A tissue. A tissue wins from Amelia's Jewel, Sox Nation, and then a photo for 4th between El Safina and Zardozi sliding through late. Wait for Tuesday. Then Legvardi. A tissue wins. Ran so well in the race last year. A true Group 1 performer has stormed down the middle for James McDonald and Chris Waller. They both salute in 2 of the Group 1s on Derby Day.
2,000-metre races leading up, so the distance was certainly in the legs, and that might be a factor if she heads to next Saturday.
And just look back there on the blue on the inside.
Same thing I am. And I'll tell you why I'm watching it, because you did the same thing on Colette in this race.
Yes, but this one's looking forward to a Melbourne Cup on Tuesday. Zardozi, a typical Cummings, nice run, blowout before the Cup. So don't forget Zardozi for Tuesday.
We thought that the race that stops the nation. What are our early thoughts on the race?
Well, again, another fascinating renewal of the race. I was really taking your opinion. Is there any horse we're forgetting?
Akita Sushi is one I like a little bit at odds. He's got good form, no weight on his back. Jamie Carr is riding in great form. He's going to be up on the pace. He ran in it last year, but I think he's in better form this year. So he's probably one at odds. I don't mind a bit.
Quinny is
favourite here, just nudging ahead. Buckaroo looking to become the first favourite since Fiorente, ridden by Damien Oliver back in 2013 to win 3,200 metres. If you don't mind, he might have a wide run again today, but I reckon he can get the job done. 41.
Yeah, I love the Geelong Cup win of One Smooth Operator, and I think he's only going to be better suited.
Smooth Operator, I thought that he had a heap of improvement in him at Geelong, and I couldn't believe how well he...
If you want the best douchey, if you want the best backed roughie in the last 10 to 15 minutes, it's number 11, Knight's Choice. He's had a solid foundation with 2 2,400-metre runs. He's on the 6-day backup, and he had that winter preparation, which one chance or $81 chance.
Way to Manzoy, sharp and smart, then Trusting You. Further back at the 1,200 metres, Interpretation. 2 lengths to Warp Speed. Then came Valiant King, who's losing a little bit of ground. Passed by the map, then Kovalika, Positivity. Vauban is being shuffled back as this field string right out now at the 950. The leaders have put the foot down towards the back. Absurd. One Smooth Operator is about 20 off the lead. Then came Buckaroo about to get going from St George and Sea King. Just Fine is the leader. Coming down towards the 700 metres by a length and a half to Land Legend. 2 lengths away, Circle of Fire, Akita Sushi. Zardozi next on the inside, waited with Fancy Man under pressure. Then came Mostly Cloudy, Manzoyce. Buckaroo sweeping up around the outside, about 6 off the lead, followed by Vauban. Land Legend goes to the front with Akita Sushi on the outside. Then Zardozi, back behind those, Circle of Fire, Fancy Man, and from a long way back, Buckaroo. It's Akita Sushi. Zardozi a length away on the inside, wearing it down. Akita Sushi grabbed by Zardozi. Knight's Choice is coming through at any old price, and Warp Speed as well. Zardozi grabbed by Knight's Choice, and Warp Speed coming at it. Knight's Choice, Warp Speed, they hit the line. It's a photo finish. Knight's Choice, I reckon's one from Warp Speed in a photo. What a magnificent finish to the Cup. Zardozi in a photo for third with Akita Sushi, Absurd. Then Circle of Fire off the lead, followed by Vauban. Land Legend goes to the front with Akita Sushi on the outside. Then Zardozi back behind those, Circle of Fire, Fancy Man, and from a long way back, Buckaroo. It's Akita Sushi. Zardozi a length away on the inside, wearing it down. Akita Sushi grabbed by Zardozi. Knight's Choice is coming through at any old price, and Warp Speed as well. Zardozi grabbed by Knight's Choice, and Warp Speed coming at it. Knight's Choice, Warp Speed, they hit the line. It's a photo finish. Knight's Choice, I reckon's one from Warp Speed in a photo. What a magnificent finish to the Cup. Zardozi in a photo for third with Akita Sushi, Absurd. Then Circle of Fire. St George and Just Fine at the tail of the field, and Knight's Choice is the winner. Robbie Dolan for John Simons and Sheila Laxon. It is a rank outsider. Knight's Choice has won the Lexus Melbourne Cup.
McDonald life, and it's going to change his life. But 2 fantastic rides, first and second, unbelievable.
Michelle, brilliant finish there. Warp Speed looked like it had it. Akita Sushi was powering home. Zardozi.
It's just unbelievable. Form lines. It's my extreme choice. He's sprinter. It's just unbelievable to think he's now won our greatest 2-mile race.
Well, you heard it there from James.
Them over with John Simons and Sheila Laxon, famous for the deeds of Ethereal back in 2001, has just beaten Warp Speed, James Cummings, and 5th number 9, Absurd, Karen McAvoy for Willie Mullins, 3:19.53.
It's just amazing, isn't it? I mean, does it bring it all back, the first one?
Oh, of course it does, and you know what's great? I love it being done for the Australians. You know, the Australians horse done it, and
and Robbie's an Australian. They've got 10% as well, so it's just a small group of people, but it's, you know, I mean, they're just so thrilled, and it's that's not mine, of course.
And $76, and the first four has paid $728,000 on the numbers 11.
And just a fantastic ride, Ollie, from Robbie Dolan.
Was a great ride, yep. You know, the track was a little bit on pace that day. It sort of had to be up and in, and a really well-executed ride by both the first and second horse. You know, there was probably a couple of questionable rides there, Absurd. Also, Buckaroo. You know, particularly Buckaroo, he couldn't win with that kind of ride. You know, he needed that ride like the winner got. And yes, he didn't have the draw perhaps to get it, but he didn't get his chance to probably show his best. And you know,
Dolan was able to pull off.
Well, I suppose just his patience, you know, and he had no weight on his back in a year where the Cup was probably down a little bit on quality. You know, and when you're riding an outsider, you can take a little bit more risk, perhaps. There's not so much pressure on you. You know, great. We all know the story, obviously, you know, and it's turned Robbie into a real rock star. You know? So, you know, fantastic and good luck to him. And, you know, there's some other great rides in the race too. I thought Zardozi's was a great ride. Jamie Carr's ride was great on Akita Sushi as well. Land Legend didn't help himself. He still pulled a little bit. If he had settled at some stage, you know, he could have been fighting out the finish as well. Kieran McAvoy's ride, Absurd, was really good. Probably just had to change.
Form lines, well done. It was pretty well backed, the winner too, you know, like around the ground, so incredible.
Queen's racing. Has anyone found the person who I think who had, was it the $100 first fall that yielded, was it $3.2 million?
Yes, and I'd be lying if I said they intended to do what they did, which is a nice little way to add to the story as well.
One extra zero perhaps was pushed into the computer.
Got a shock that they had it that many times, so well done to them. But
Rear as Killcare Beach Girl is steadily sealing up the pressure from Inevitable Truth, and then came the outside noises about a length and a half off the lead as they come around the turn. Inevitable Truth has struck the front early in the straight and went for the doctor at the 450. Inevitable Truth 2 or 3 lengths in front of Too Darn Discreet. Treasure the Moment. Lane hasn't pushed the button yet, and behind those horses Hurry Curry, and on the inside Too Darn Discreet. Wax on. Inevitable Truth at the 200. Treasure the Moment lets down now. Cuts the ribbons. Powers of Opal is running on. Treasure the Moment. 100 metres to go. A length and 3/4. Powers of Opal won't get there. Treasure the Moment. It's Wonder Saver. Treasure the Moment won the Oaks. Powers of Opal second, and third was Hurry Curry, followed by Harlem Queen. Next Too Darn Discreet and Pleasure Artist. A Gap Placid Pearls run a race. Rag Queen.
The 3-year-olds have been good to Matt Laurie. An SA Derby and Oakley Plate, and now a VRC Oaks with Treasure of the Moment. Matt.
Yeah, it was a painless watch, really. It was almost like a replica of the weekend, just with another 500 on top.
Support from.
Followed by Harlem.
It's the 39th time that the Wakeful Oaks double has been completed. Welcome back to the wrap. Ollie, you had a fantastic association with the Oaks during your riding career, and she's just that sort of typical spring filly who has continued to meet every challenge as Matt Laurie's raised the bar.
Yeah, the Wakeful form really coming to the fore there, the Quinella in that, again in the Oaks. Cracking ride from Damien Lane there, from a tricky gate, got her into a perfect spot, and she's a class filly. I think he was able to put her in that perfect position, really capitalise on it, but I think those first two look really nice fillies going forward.
The Darley Champion Sprint in the 2020s, and Ben, for you, it's a winning return to Flemington for Giga Kick.
I'm hoping it can be. He's the horse that
I'm with Giga Kick. I thought he looked absolutely...
Mark with Sportsbet. Bella Nipotina, she got out towards that 480 mark, just tickled back into 450, got sort of, I think 470 might have been her top price. There's Giga Kick. They're firm enough without horses that they want to back. Here they come. Number 6, Sunshine in Paris for J-Mac. Overpass for Bjorn Baker, who's already won a
party as they head to the outside fence. 650 metres to go. It's Estriella just in front of Overpass, Bellatrix Star and Bella Nipotina the outside. They were followed by Barraquil. Back in the field, Lady Laguna snatched up behind Sunshine in Paris. Then came Stretton Angel, who's the widest in the middle of the course. Giga Kickers behind them waited with Private Life and I Am Unstoppable. 300 to go. It's Estriella, Overpass together. Barraquil, Bella Nipotina. makes a line of 4, and they were followed by Stretton Angel right to Party. It's Barrakiel just in front of Stretton Angel. Bella Nipotina the outside, and right to Party's coming at them all. And Sunshine in Paris is coming through. Right to Party at the 50. Sunshine in Paris driving. Sunshine in Paris has won from right to Party. Bella Nipotina, and then Stretton Angel. Further back in the field was Private Life.
Going right down to the wire.
He just didn't know where to look at the 100. That's elite racing it. It's their Sunshine in Paris, hopelessly held up in behind them, but J-Max, like Moses, just finds a pathway and bursts through. Bella Nipotina went down swinging as she always does.
James McDonald wins this race for the 4th time. The 4th time, and that's now 9. He's heading to... He's also got the favourite.
Sunshine in Paris held up at a key stage, burst through to defeat Right to Party at any old odds.
What's the platform for where she might start to sit in our sprinting ranks?
Well, I think at the moment in the sprinting ranks, as we said, it's pretty open. There's not much between. Another example of it yesterday. I mean, Sunshine in Paris's run on the Everest was huge. Sort of, once again, it was just sort of not in the right spot. So,
one of him. They're the two that I'm going to be with, the 10 and the 4. Mr. Brightside, Blinker's first time. He's such a good horse. It wouldn't surprise to see him win. What a race.
Where I start, I'm going to go with Antino. I'm going to put him on top. I just think he looked...
Look at that market now. Prior to Jenny, she got out to $5. She's gone back into $4.60. So every time we dabble a 5, they take it. Mr. Brightside's been firm as well. They're now co-favourites at $4.60. Ben's on top selection. Fangirl into $5, holding that quote.
Field. Pride of Jenny runs them along, but it's not as fast. Usually up to her standards anyway, by about a length and 3/4, broadsiding my Oberon, and then Amelia's Jewel, Mr. Brightside, Steffi Magnetica, pinstripe deeper beyond centre field. From Von Hawk, New Energy, Fangirl, and Antino is last. Up around the turn, it's Pride of Jenny in front from broadsiding, and then my Oberon behind those. Pride of Jenny marginally bringing the field off the rails. Mr. Brightside with 2.5 to pick up. Amelia's Jewel, pinstripe, Steffi Magnetica behind them. Fangirl and Antino winding up. They've got to Pride of Jenny. Amelia's Jewel struck the front from my Oberon, broadsiding. Fangirl and Antino right down the outskirts of the track. Amelia's Jewel at the clock tower with Fangirl, Steffi Magnetica, and Mr. Brightside driving through too. Mr. Brightside hits the front from Antino, Steffi Magnetica. Mr. Brightside, Mr. B's back. Mr. Brightside's won it. A half Antino, Fangirl or Steffi Magnetica. Behind those horses, Amelia's Jewel, and then came New Energy, pinstripe, Von Hawk.
Oh, Grace, your elation to say the very least there with Hubby Band. That was something else.
It's just incredible. I mean, this horse means absolutely everything to everybody at Lindsay Park, to Ben, Will and JD, the trainers. He's now an 8-time Group 1 winner. Craig just had to wait for the gap to appear and
Group 1, number 8. He's back to his best. Well, he's done...
That's one of his, if not the best win of his career. That was a fantastic field. And unlike Antino and Fangirl, who had the absolute sweetest runs of all time, he's had to be held up, ducked back to the inside, and still outfinish them all. Best horse at a mile wins. The Blinkers
landed in a good spot. He flew the gates, and I'm shaking. Which is such a special horse to us, and it was
Track and distance had run 4th, 3rd and 2nd in the 3 previous editions of this race. And he was...
Oberon broadsiding, Fangirl and Antino right down the outskirts of the track. Amelia's Jewel at the clock tower with Fangirl, Steffi Magnetica and Mr. Brightside driving through too. Mr. Brightside hits the front from Antino, Steffi Magnetica. Mr. Brightside, Mr. B's back. Mr. Brightside's won it. A half Antino, Fangirl or Steffi Magnetica. Behind those horses...
Yeah, I mean, it was a... He's so gutsy, and like that was a
nice even tempo without being crazy. They held up Pride of Jenny there a little bit yesterday, but it looked like, you know, her tough campaign, you know, really told on her in the end there. Obviously, she's bled and got 3 months now, so, you know, her bubble burst there yesterday.
Yeah, so 3 months becomes retirement in the space of a couple of hours for Pride of Jenny, who's been a terrific horse, but a bit of a comet in some respects.
Been waiting for all day. Via Sistina, the Cox Plate winner by 8 lengths. Look at her here. She's $1.55. He won't get the, what was she, 4, 5, 6? The main stable-made of Tissue. The horses that they've backed, the main one outside of the favourite is the one without a fight, who hasn't raced since winning the Melbourne Cup last year. $23 to $12 been there.
Yeah, running track record, smashing 8-length Cox Plate winner. Look, huge chance she could be flat coming through that, but look, she might be able to rate down 6 or 7 lengths and still win today.
Plate superstar, Ben.
Yeah, and she picks herself as a top selection in the race. The one
market, I'll explain to you why that's the case. Via Sistina, 155. She's been rock solid. Now, have a look at
950 out to 9 knowledge by a length and 3/4. Duke de Sessa, future history. A length and a half away in the field in 4th, Royal Champion. 2 lengths away, Nugget, LES, a length Via Sistina. Now let's see the favourites, 8 off the lead, and then a Tissue Without a Fight, Docklands and Arapaho. Coming up towards the corner to 9 knowledge, about a length in front of Duke de Sessa, future history, 3 wide. A length and a 1/4, Royal Champion. Then Nugget, Via Sistina's shown a little bit more leather. She's 5 off the lead now. Then came LES, a Tissue Without a Fight, Docklands and Arapaho. To 9 knowledge at the 400 metres from future history, a length away. Via Sistina right down the outside. McDonald hasn't moved yet. Then came a Tissue and Duke de Sessa. Now he goes for the star. 200 to go. Via Sistina, 2 lengths in front of a Tissue, future history. Then came Without a Fight. But Via Sistina is drawing away the star of the spring, and J-Mac a perfect 10 again. Via Sistina by 3, a Tissue Without a Fight, future history. Then Arapaho, Docklands to 9.
Why she was picked up as a yearling for 5,000 guineas. I mean, absolutely nobody wanted her. She's an unconventional looking creature.
You've seen the best.
That's it. The world's highest rated horse just came to Flemington on the biggest stage and made a mess of them. Let's not muck around. She looked the winner from that race 1,000 metres out. Cruised to them just like a Cox Plate. She's twice as good as them. She's going past them in a jog. She could run backwards and beat a few of them, I think.
And one of the most exciting...
He was giggling to himself, James McDonald. 10 wins for the week, and Via Sistina has just absolutely wowed us over the last couple of weeks.
Everything just went to beautifully planned. They had the horse to really give me a smooth ride, and 600, 400. I was just like changing, and she just let
300. It was like the Melbourne Cup. They
Had her fellow mare Via Sistina for company, and the Cox Plate winner, an 8th-length dominant performance at the Valley a fortnight ago. It was 2 3/4 lengths yesterday, and it could have been perhaps a lot more, Ollie.
Yeah, well, she looked the lock of the day, didn't she? The shortest price favourite, well backed.
Without a Fight.
Just a dominant win, wasn't it? Like, and can I just say one thing? Channel 9, can you please just give us the on-course shots, you know?
It was confusing, wasn't it?
It's all, I'm all for a little overhead shot now and again, but, you know, you come around the turn, you don't know where they are,
No.
you know, so we just...
Without a Fight, what a return. Did you think we were going to...
Well, too. That was a fantastic run. I mean, what a training effort, too, you know, a year off the scene, taking on...
Rupert Clark, good lordy me. Here we go. Karen Maher has the top 3 in the market. We opened up $4 each at 2. It was another Will, Jimmy Star, and Jimmy Star went crunchy. But it's another Will who has had the avalanche of money on a race day and a liability in the book. So here we go.
What is set for Sir Rupert Clark? Run Harry Run is the leader. 800 metres to go from Gentleman Roy, who's working up around the outside with Buffalo River. War Machine behind those leaders. A length away, Jimmy Star in 5th place. Then came another Will. Next to Party and Charmstone from Climbing Star. 2 lengths, Kamochi, Bitter Creek and Wellback, Southport Tycoon, Tuvalu and Roll on High. It's Run Harry Run before the corner at the 400 metres by a length to War Machine, who's trying to grind it out. Jimmy Star needs a run badly behind those horses. Then came Gentleman Roy. Charmstone's run up behind them. Another Will is coming on, and they were followed next in the field by Kamochi. Another Will went to the front. 200 metres to go. Kamochi's a real threat. Another Will, and Nick in front. Kamochi trying to pick him up. Another Will grabbed by Kamochi. Kamochi just in front. Kamochi wins it. And Nick, another Will's to Party, and Southport Tycoon followed by Tuvalu. Next to finish in the race, Climbing Star, Buffalo River, and Jimmy Star had no luck. Was seeing backsides all the way up the straight behind those.
Craig Williams becomes the most successful jockey in the history of the Rupert Clark. Willow's 7th victory in the race. He's had...
She did have the perfect run. You look at Jimmy Star back to the inside. You know, Damien Lane kicked up from gate 1 and parked in behind the speed, and the gap just never appeared behind Run Harry Run and War Machine, and he's gone to the line absolutely hard held.
While another...
150 and crossed over to lead Oscar's Fortune, and Barrakiel third the inside. 2 lengths Ray Magnerio. They were followed by Robrick and Who Dares a length to Cloudland, not on the track. They were followed by Cristilli, DePaul, Moby Dick, Arkansas Kid, Pounding Nadal. Spacewalkers last. Philosopher led the Meteorite. 400 metres to go with on the outside Barrakiel, Oscar's Fortune next. For the back, Robrick, Ray Magnerio, followed by Who Dares, and Cloudland is out deeper on the track, but Barrakiel lets down at the 200 metres. Surge 2 legs in front of Ray Magnerio, Oscar's Fortune, and Nadal from a mile back. Barrakiel 100 to go, stopping. Here's Nadal. Nadal's the bang, a big winner on the Meteorite from Ray Magnerio. Land is out deeper on the track, but Barrakiel lets down at the 200 metres. Surge 2 legs in front of Ray Magnerio, Oscar's Fortune, and Nadal from a mile back. Barrakiel 100 to go, stopping. Here's Nadal. And also Barrakiel in photos. They were followed next in the field by...
A little bit better. Him and Overpass, as well as Josh Parr, have absolutely dominated the 1,200 metre start here at Ascot.
3 times he's been here, 3 wins, all 1,200, all weight for age. Josh Parr knows this horse inside and out and rides it.
For Bjorn Baker and Josh Parr.
What more can we say about him here, Lockie? We've had 2 quackers so far here in the West, and he's won both of them, and he's the reigning winner of the Winterbottom Stakes. He was electrifying in the Sydney Stakes first up at Rand.
As Overpass makes his way up now into the gates, and they're set and they're ready. By Often Racing, Bravo Centurion missed it a half a length. Overpass doesn't have the speed to cross. They're booting up hard. Now Bravo Centurion starting to accelerate. Can Man being followed by Kripolenko. Hot Z Western Empire settled further back in the field. Then came Rope the Bin. Mahaba's well off the speed as well, being followed by Rock and Rupert. Saloon Bar laced up heels at the 500. Bravo Centurion went to the lead by a length. Parr had Overpass up running second now. A length and a half to Lady Laguna. Down on the inside, covered by, as they come towards the home corner on the outside, Snow Dome, who's up there running fourth, trailed by Almighty Class, but he's being hard ridden, and Hot Z cuts the corner as Overpass goes up, takes the lead, races away from them. Overpass drifts out to the middle of the course, shot 3 clear. Lady Laguna runs on, so does Hot Z. It's Overpass down inside the last 100. He's nicely clear. All interest in the minors. Overpass, par for the course. Overpass, it's 4 for 4 at Ascot, wins another Winterbottom. Mahaba rattled home on the inside, might have grabbed second from the roughie. Hot Z roped them in. He is a bona fide star. He takes his prize earnings today, Overpass, up in the vicinity of $10 million. Beats Mahaba and...
He's next. Mind Rose. Well, here's another one, Romantic Warrior. And I mean, to what extent, Jenny, do you think he's chiselled himself into the hearts of the locals even more by taking Hong Kong racing outside these borders?
Look, tremendously. Yeah, look, to take him down to Australia, he was beaten first up down there. He ran 4th, and then to come out and win the Cox Plate. You know, everyone wants to win the Cox Plate. It's very exclusive. Comes back here, goes over to Japan and wins as well. I mean, what he did last year was phenomenal, and
He's gone in Tom Peter Lau, Sir Alex Ferguson, both trackside. Romantic Warrior. We're underway in the Cup, and he jumped well, Romantic Warrior, and he's going to lead them down past the winning post again. Wingback Straight is content. Wingspan lead, 7:50 to go in the Cup. He's out by 2. Tastiera for Japan, second and counted third. 4th, Romantic Warrior. Spirit Dancer next. Then came Nimble Nimbus and Straight Aaron. A length to Liberty Island from Califf and the Foxes. And a length away last of all is Content. 500 metres to go. And leading for home, Wingspan. Tastiera, Romantic Warrior. He's come up outside the 3 from Spirit Dancer and Liberty Island wider out. Tastiera leads. Romantic Warrior. He's a neck on the outside. Liberty Island 3 lengths away. Romantic Warrior. He's taken over. 1 length Tastiera. Liberty Island continues to run on, but it's the Warrior. Romantic Warrior. 2 on Liberty Island. It's history at Sha Tin. 3 cups. Romantic Warrior beat home Liberty Island and Tastiera. The Foxes, Straight Aaron. Then came Content and counted. Romantic Warrior James McDonald at 1.1-1. Peter Lau has himself a wonder horse. Danny Shum is a wonder trainer. He's peaked him again. He can run anywhere. He peaks him. Liberty Island's run on well for second. Tastiera's run third, but there is just no beating this horse. Peter Lau has himself a wonder horse. Danny Shum is a wonder trainer. He's peaked him again. He can run anywhere. He peaks him. Liberty Island's run on well for second. Tastiera's run third, but there is just no beating this horse.